Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the National Dirt Racing Association Super Late Model Series tonight from Limaland MotorSports Park. You guys got about 3 minutes of practice left. Joining me in the booth tonight, the newest official broadcaster for the Dirt Racing Network. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time since he's been on the air with me, Dominic Santina. Dominic, welcome.
Thanks, Roger. Glad to be back. Excited to help out going forward.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. You've been around for a while. You kind of understand the ropes. You know what we do, and I'm excited to get you out on your own, see what you can do here. We got about 12 cars right now checked in for this. Looks like it's going to be a pretty quick one tonight for the boys at NDRA, but 3 shows tonight. Don't forget that, guys. These guys like to do individual qualifying, and we are going to follow that. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get our pre-race ceremonies completely finished up. So sit back and enjoy.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, big thank you to Mr. and Mr. Foley. Sam with our invocation and Johnny with our national anthem. Drivers are wrapping up the practice session. They're going to go to individual qualifying. They do it as a group. Should be 2 groups tonight. About 10 cars and about 3 cars we're going to get through. So we will let them get grouped up at the end of pit road and start their individual qualifying session. Like I said at the beginning, going to be a quick show for you guys tonight. It looks like a couple of heat races and then straight to our 50-lap feature. And these guys have always done a very good job of getting through these things. So we're happy to have that. It's going to be your first time for individual qualifying, isn't it, Dom?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so what they're going to do is they're going to send a car out. When he gets to the flag stand for his first lap, the second car is going to take off not far behind him. So I will watch the lead car in each pairing. You watch the second car for us, and we'll talk about the times as they come through. I'm going to be watching it live on the timing screen too, by the way. I'm just waiting. It looks like Josh Kunzbeck first in line. I'm not exactly sure who that is that lined up behind him. Hard for me to tell at this angle. Can't really see that black car very well. I know it's black. I just can't tell what number is on it. But Kunzbeck looks like he will be first to roll out. The 9 car of Michael Stenroos is sitting second in line. So Couple of the fast guys in the series right here going to go out 1-2 in qualifying. Looks like Robert Pierce is moving that 7 car into line here to be maybe third out, maybe not. Yep, maybe he is. So I'll start rolling these guys out here. Once they've got their order all set up. 67 car of Tom Dawson looks to be going out in the second pairing. And then we'll have to wait and see. I see the 54 car back there of Chris Jones. The 151 of Bob Lee. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Benjamin Lee. It's Benjamin Lee, excuse me. I'll end up 44 car, I think, back there, too. Of Kenny Wilkins is just off the left side of the screen. So drivers getting ready. Should start rolling out any moment. Get qualifying. And I did see someone say hi in the chat, and I know who that was. And I am going to continue to give him grief the rest of the night. Hey, Tim. Hope everything's going well for you. I didn't get a chance to call you today. I've been pretty busy trying to get everything up. Big fan, huh? Well, I appreciate the big fan thing, and autographs will be at the trailer down by the ladies' restroom as soon as we finish here. Here comes Josh Kunzbeck out. Oh, Group 1 went without us, so Cruz Cadell is going to start on top the pylon. I didn't even see Group 2. I thought Group 1 was going to be the 10-car group, and we completely missed 3 cars qualifying right now. Cruz Cadell, Daniel Adam, and Benjamin Easter already qualified, and it looks like Josh Kunzbeck up to third quick, 15.352. That is 0.4 of a second off of quick time right now. He is going to wrap up his qualifying attempt, and he does not improve. 3.52. He ran a 5.67 the last time. So he is finished for qualifying. Next car out. Michael Stenroos in the 9 car. Stenroos has been on the podium just about every single race in the series thus far. He is second quick on lap number 1, 13.326. Still almost a quarter of a second behind. He goes quick time this time. 13.105. Put the 9 car atop the pylon. See, will come out of turn 4 for his final hot lap. And it is not quicker, but he is still number 1. Tom Dawson on track. Dawson through 3 and 4 to post a time for his first lap. Going to be 13.328 seconds. Make it 3:12. That is good enough for third quick. 3:28 still would have been good enough for third. He completes lap number 2 this time. 5:87, so no improvement, but he does not lose his spot. As he wraps his up. Let's see who else is on the track. Carden Cochran, the 3 machine, the 3C, coming to take the green flag for his first lap in qualifying. Carden had a good run last week in the series. Finished on the podium, 13.318 seconds. Good enough to be 4th quick on his first lap. His second lap, 4.46, so slower but still in 4th position. Not Chris Jones. Going to be the 7 car of Bobby Pierce this time. Out on the track. Bobby Pierce. Having a little trouble out of 2. Now out of turn 4 for his first time to lap. 13.491. 8th quick out of 8. That leaves him right there. Not Chris Jones. Benjamin Lee on track. I knew it was you, Scotty. I knew it was you, buddy. Benjamin Lee, a 151 machine, going to put himself up on time right here. Lap number 1, 13.478 seconds. 8th quickest, moves Robert Pierce down 1 notch to the 9th quick car. And on his second lap, 13.572. Not going to improve his time. So we are going to get ready for the 91 car, Brody Orbitz, to get on the clock and take his first timed lap. Orbitz with a little bit of a blink right there. Down through 3 and 4. Brody, as I recall, debuted last week, had a pretty good run going, and then got caught up in a little bit of a mess late in the going. 7th quick, 13.418 seconds. So we're going to get ready to run Stephen Brady out onto the track. Only 3 cars left to qualify, Brady, Jones, and Wilkins, and I think they're in that order. Chris Jones is lined up to go next. Oh, Stephen Brady gets way out of shape, 1 and 2. That is going to hurt his lap time of this time by. Out of shape again. You know, I recall each week he seems to have a little bit of trouble with that car being loose. 13.749 seconds. Good enough for 11th quick. But he has been loose just about every single week on entry into the corner. And that time, 818. So no improvement for him as Chris Jones rolls through turns 3 and 4. Coming to take the green flag for his first time lap. Jones under the starter stand. Oh, clips the fence. I think he's going to cause him to lose both of his timed laps. I don't think he's going to get to score either one of these, and he hits the backstretch fence as Kenny Wilkins gets out on the track. So you're going to see Chris Jones start last in his heat race. Wilkins 13.317 for his first lap. Good enough to move him all the way to 4th. On the speed chart, he completes his second lap right here out of turn number 4. Qualifying complete. He did not improve. So Wilkins 4th quick overall. Well, what do you think, Dom? Individual qualifying, kind of interesting.
A little bit different. Different than we see normally in the series, but it's kind of a cool difference that we don't normally get to watch.
I can remember way back in the day when DSRL used to do that with 60 sprint cars. They sent them out in groups of 4, spread them out a little bit, and then cut them loose for a couple, 2 or 3 laps. It was pretty interesting trying to keep up with the time on those guys. But qualifying done. We're going to get 2 heat races. We're going to have 7 cars in the first one, 6 cars in the second one. And, Dom, I'm sure you're going to want to follow along here with the grid and toggling as we get ready to run it through our starting lineup. On the pole, the number 9 machine from Superior, Wisconsin, Michael Stenruse, and on the outside of him in the 67 is going to be Tom Dawson. Row 2 on the inside, the dependable security, Cochran Boys Racing, number 3C from Ringgold, Georgia, Carden Cochran. On his outside, in the Sam's Vending, number 11 from DeLand, Florida, Joshua Kunzbeck. Row 3 on the inside, the O2 car of Benjamin Easler, and on the outside of him, in the Area 51 Racing, number 7 from Newcastle, Delaware, Robert Pierce. Starting on the back row by himself in the Works Graphics, Goyette Trucking, Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, number 54 from Blacktown, New South Wales, Australia, Chris Jones. Seven cars. Everybody's going to the feature. Heat racing always the formality, but it'll get these guys to their starting positions for our 50-lap feature. 50 laps here with the Supers at Lima tonight. Oh, the chat is so much fun. I love the people in the chat. Some of my favorite part of racing. All right, here we go. Out of 4, Stenroos and Dawson going to bring us to the green.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is in the air. We are underway. NDRA Super Late Models. Limaland Motorsports Park in Stenroos. Michael Stenroos, the 9-car, wasting 0 time, jumping out to an early lead. He'll lead us through lap 1. Tom Dawson working off the top side of Carden Cochran. So they go through 1 and 2. Dawson gets second, clips the wall, slows him down a little. He lost some spots. Here comes Kunzbeck. Kunzbeck with a slide job across the nose of the 3C of Cochran. He takes over third. Carden Cochran back to fourth, and he's got company again. Michael Stenroos really getting away from these guys. Car backwards.
All right, man, caution is out.
Benjamin
Caution is out.
Easler's car. Yes, sir. The O2 machine got backwards down here in 3 and 4. We'll watch them through turn 2. Down the back stretch. Going to happen right in front of me. Got a little bit of help there from the 7 of Robert Pierce. Got up underneath him on the left rear corner. Turned the car right around. All right, so we get the guys lined back up. You can see damage on several cars already out here. Right rear's caved in, left side doors. These guys get ready to start again. Same front row we had from the beginning. Green flag back in the air. Heat race number 1 back underway. 5 laps to go. Stenroos once again, but he's going to have company here quickly. The 11 car of Michael Kunzbeck, or Joshua Kunzbeck, excuse me. Right down the inside, and he is making it work. He's already up to second. He got around Dawson. Keeping that 11 car tucked right against those tires on the inside. Making the exits work just fine. Got a little out of shape that time, but it is still Stenroos, Kunzbeck, Dawson. Then Carden Cochran riding the high side, now sitting in fourth. Robert Pierce, Benjamin Easter, and Chris Jones. 2 to go that time by Kunzbeck, starting to close the gap. Ran the left side up over those tires, and he showed Stenroos the nose of that black and white number 11 machine. White flag. One more time around. Here's the battle for the lead. Stenroos off the top side. Kunzbeck had it for a split second. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get there and make it work. Stenroos picks up the win. Then Kunzbeck, Dawson, Carden, Pierce, Easter, and Jones in that order. So 1 in the books, 1 to go. Heat racing action almost over, and I am going to turn it over to Mr. Dominic Santino.
Thank you, Roger. We're going to get set here with heat race number 2.
Let me do the grid.
Yeah, you can.
All right, on the pole in the 55 machine, Cruz Caudell, and on his outside, the Armed and Dangerous, Johns Rude Motorsports number 44 from Hopewell, Virginia, Kenny Wilkins. Row 2 inside, the Evolution Tricks Premier DAR number 75 from Hillsborough, North Carolina, Daniel Adam, and on his outside, the 91 machine, Brody Orovitz. Third row on the inside, the Area 51 Racing number 151 from Commerce, Georgia, Benjamin T. Lee, and on the outside of him in the Henry's Trucking 00 from Newport, Tennessee, Stephen Brady. 6 cars, 8 laps, everybody going to the features. This is just for the starting spot. They're going to go green out of turn number 4.
Roger said, getting ready to go. Battling it out to see who's going to start up front and where we'll all file in here for this final. This time out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Caudell in the lead early on. Battle back for second and third. Looks like there might have been a little contact between Adams and Wilkins. We make our way around here, working on lap number 1, coming to lap number 2. Gamadil out front early and pulling away. Side-by-side battle back there for second, third, and fourth. Adam looking to the inside. Or Adam on the outside with Wilkins. Now almost 3 wide coming out of turn number 2 that time. This time the 44 of Wilkins will dive to the bottom, trying to take that second spot away from Daniel Adam. Gamadil still out front, 5 laps left to go here in heat race number 2. Using that top line, Adam will pull away now, this time down the front stretch. 4 laps left to go here in heat race number 2. Kind of running single file now as they make their way around. Race leader still out front, that's Cruz Cardell. Out front, followed by Daniel Adams, Kenny Wilkins, Brady Orvitz, Stephen Brody, and Benjamin Lee. That's your running order with 3 to go. 2 this time. Still that 55 of Gamadil out front and around. This time, white flag in the air. He's going to lead it from start finish as he heads down the backstretch one more time around 3 and 4. He'll come around to take heat race win. Adam will come in second, Wilkins third, Orvitz fourth, Brady fifth, and Lee in sixth.
All right, heat racing action coming to a close. These guys usually have a couple of minutes of warm-up here. We'll see if they elect to take that. If they do, we got a couple of commercials we'd like to play for you. If not, and they get ready to go straight to the feature, and they are going to take their warm-up. So we are going to show you a couple of commercials real quick, guys. Sit back and enjoy this. All right, big thank you to Tim Nichols over at Tim Sims. Great supporter of the Dirt Racing Network. Guys got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in their warm-up session here. All 13 cars out here kind of working the track down a little bit, getting some final adjustments made before the feature. Don't forget 2 more shows tonight. 8 Eastern, Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing Series. They're going to be at Charlotte. They're going to go street stocks and then turn right around and go back with the pro late model cars. Have a special guest, a former racer from Hales Corners Speedway, on with us for at least the first race. Don't know how long he's going to hang around, but at least in the pre-race show for the first race. And then tomorrow night, Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder kicking back off. Be the first time we put Dominic out solo. Are you ready to do it, Dom?
Think so. Gonna try to work on some stuff tonight so it goes smoothly tomorrow.
Be fantastic. These guys wrapped up the practice session. That means they are ready to go racing. And they're going to grid all 13 cars out right here on the front stretch. We'll get ready to run down our starting lineup. On the pole, not a surprise, the 9 car, Michael Stenroos. He was quick in qualifying, and he won his heat race handily, so he is going to start outside row 1. And next to him, he won heat race number 2, the 55 machine of Cruz Cardell. Row 2 on the inside, Josh Kunzbeck in the 11th, somebody that will definitely challenge those front 2 guys for the win here tonight. And the 75 of Daniel Adam. Row 3 inside, Tom Dawson, the 67, outside the 44 of Kenny Wilkins. In the 4th row, Carden Cochran, the 3C on the outside, Brody Orovitz in the 91. The 5th row inside, Robert Pierce, the 7 car. On his outside, the 00 of Stephen Brady. And in the 6th row will be Benjamin Easler in the 02, and on the outside of him, Benjamin T. Lee in the 151. So the Benji show, or the Benji row, whichever you want to say. In row number 6, from row 7 is going to be Chris Jones. Had nothing but bad luck tonight here in that 54 car, but I think he can turn that around for the feature. As these guys get ready to cut it loose for 50 laps here. All right, pace truck in, green flag in the air. We are racing. 50 laps on tap. Super late models in attitude. A lot of contact between your front 3 or 4. Stenroos is going to come away with the lead. Kunzbeck kind of suffered in that deal. He's going to fall back to about 4th or 5th. Cardell second, Adams, Wilkins, and then Kunzbeck. Kunzbeck all the way back to 5th. Now gets around Wilkins. Action will be fast and furious here with Wilkins in 5th, and Orovitz, Easler, Dawson, Jones, Brady, Cochran, Pierce, and Benjamin Lee rounding out the field. Everybody still on the same straightaway as we completed 2 of our scheduled 50. Stenroos not getting away from Cardell. See the 55 car and Cardell on the bottom. The 9 of Stenroos out on the top. Daniel Adams, up top as well. You're going to see that 11 car. He's going to run wherever he can find the grip. I can tell you that right now. I'm watching him the last 4 or 5 weeks. Mr. Kunzbeck, he knows where to find some grip. He'll probably start coming forward at least midway or later in this thing if he doesn't run into any trouble. Kind of one of those patient, almost assassin-like drivers. Just sits there, sizes everything up, and waits. And then he'll make his run. Letting Wilkins have the inside. Wilkins going to try to use the bottom, see if he can find some grip to get around. Not this time. Still Stenroos out front, now starting to get away from Cardell. We're about 7 laps into this thing, and Michael Stenroos starting to show the power of the 9 machine as he's out to about 10 car lengths. Cardell is second, and Daniel Adams is third. What do you think, Dom?
I'm watching back here. This battle for 4th and 5th is getting pretty good. Side by side for the last couple laps. Hirschbeck hit the wall there one time coming out of, I think who it was, but see what happens. Wilkins is really trying to get this bottom lane to work in, but it's not quite there yet.
And he's getting that right rear out in the slick, it looks like. He got the car pretty sideways the last time through 3 and 4, and he gave up the full spot to Kunzbeck, and now Orovitz has got the 91 car working up on the top side. He's trying to get around him as well. Still battle. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th. The 11, the 91, and the 44, Kunzbeck, Orovitz, and Wilkins. Take a quick peek at our leader right here. He's starting to get reeled in. Here comes the 55 of Cruz Cardell. Cardell's got the inside. He's making that work for him. Stenroos right through the middle, not right up against the top, not right down in the very center, but close enough to it as they get ready to catch some lap traffic here. Lee is already in the pits. Brady's in the pits now. Tom Dawson about to be the next victim on the hit parade for getting lapped right here. And he's trying to run the middle and the bottom, and that's going to be in the way of the 55 of Caudell. You can see that Caudell changed his line, gave up some distance to Stenroos. Adams still in third. He is running right up at the top, but he is not bringing that 75 car forward doing so. Kunzbeck still in fourth, running the top, and Kenny Wilkins now has reached back up, dug a little bit deeper, found something as he got around Orovitz, and now starting to try to challenge Kunzbeck, but Orovitz is going to put the pressure back on him. You still watching that same battle there? Third, fourth, and fifth, or fourth, fifth, and sixth?
I was actually watching Stenroos, and he got into the wall pretty hard here about 2 laps ago. Didn't lose much of his lead, but something to watch going forward.
Yeah, I can see that damage on that right rear corner now as it looks like he's got that thing pushed in. Caution free through 17. Stenroos, Caudell, Adam, Kunzbeck, Wilkins, Easler, Orovitz, Jones, Cochran, Pierce, Dawson, Brady, and Benjamin Lee. Those last 3, Dawson, Brady, and Benjamin Lee, in the infield. All 3 cars suffering a little bit of damage and not able to continue. Watch the front 3 right here. Third place, Daniel Adams starting to reel in. Cruz Caudell now. Pretty good gap until we reach some lap traffic. Laps click off quick here. 13.3 to 13.7, depending on which guy you're looking at. Down the line. Lap traffic in front. Robert Pierce in the 7 machine. Still on track and just about 2/3, 3/4 of a straightaway ahead of your leader, Michael Stenroos. He runs in 10th position right now. Coming up to halfway. I think Caudell's starting to reel him back in, Dom.
Well, you have to wonder how much that contact on that right side kind of slowed that car up a little bit. Might have changed the arrow on that car. We'll see what happens. It's going to make it interesting for sure as we're about halfway through this final. Oh, he got into the wall right there, too.
Yep, finding the wall, jumping the cushion there. And I don't know, it doesn't give him quite as much of a sail to lean against there on the right side when you bend that right rear corner in. And now new leader, finally someone other than the 9 car. Looks like they're going to lead a lap right here coming out of 4 right past halfway. It's going to be Cruz Caudell, the first time anyone has gotten around the 9 machine, and now Stenroos trying to pick the pace up. This time Caudell completely clears him. No more side by side, no more peekaboo with the nose. Cruz Caudell out in front of Michael Stenroos. Daniel Adams still in third, and he is a good distance back. Full straightaway. And it's another full straightaway plus a couple of cars back to 4th place Kunzbeck. And I thought Kunzbeck might start reeling these guys in. But he may be struggling with that 11 car. Maybe he's just not doing what he wants as you see him catch the wall with the right rear in 2 right there. But Caudell now has gotten around Stenroos, and he is starting to put a gap on that 9 machine. The 55 car. Going to be 20 to go this time out of turn number 4. Cruz
just caught the outside wall once again, so that right side's really taking a beating.
That makes it difficult because you don't have all that to lean against when you go in there. So you can see you can go by on the track cam shot right there, that 9 car right rear. Kind of bent and folded around, and that will not make for it. He catches the wall again down the backstretch out of 2. Trying to ride right up there where that cushion is at. And you can hear they are bouncing the right rear off the fence. Kunzbeck with a bunch of problems in 1 and 2 as he gets the car freed. A lot of damage on the 11 car on the right rear as well. I don't know that there's more than maybe 1 or 2 cars out here that don't have damage on the right rear. We're going to take a look at the 55 car. He's got a little bit as well. I think everybody's trying to run as close as they can to the fence, and a little touch here, a little touch there. It's going to bend things up down to 15 to go. Carden Cochran right in front of your leaders. He runs in the 9th position. 4 cars off the track. 9 cars still remain. We've been green the entire way. At the end, we'll try to get the drivers to bring the cars around to the front stretch for you. Park them. And maybe have a quick chat with as many as we can get. Sometimes we don't get them all up in the booth. We would love to, but some of them don't use the chat programs. We don't do it in-game, so it is what it is. Still Caudell, Stenrus, Adam, Kunzbeck, Wilkins, Orovitz. That's your top 6. Benjamin Easler into 7th. He's battling with Chris Jones as that battle continues to go on for 7th and 8th. And then Caden Carden Cochran, easy for me to say, out of turn 4 in the leader. Cruz Caudell all right behind him, coming down to 11 to go. You see Cochran find the fence right in front of your leader. He's going to take the 3 car to the bottom, try to get it out of the way. Allow the leaders to work by him on the high side. There goes the 55 machine out of turn 2 down the back stretch. So 8 cars remain on the lead lap as we're inside 10 to go, down to 9 this time. 13.95 for your leader, 13.93 for your leader, and 14 flat for second place. So Stenrus hanging on in front of Adam. That's 3rd place. And then Kunzbeck still hanging on to 4th. And he's got a pretty sizable lead back to 5th place, Kenny Wilkins. But the first half of the race, it was the 9 machine of Kunzbeck. And since then, it has been Cruz Caudell. And he is escaping any kind of pressure from the 9 machine as he's just driving away a full straightaway now. Make it 3/4 of a straightaway as he was at the flag stand when Stenrus came off of turn number 4 that time by. Caudell is going to get the 5 to go signal right here. Just 5 laps remaining. Just about over a minute, just barely over a minute of racing if they keep it green. About a minute and 20 seconds now, 4 to go. Stenrus starting to close up just a little bit here at the very end of this. He's found something down on the bottom of that 9 car, starting to close the gap. He's been a little bit quicker the last couple of laps.
Yeah, I've been watching him last couple of years. He's been driving it deep down there into the corner and trying to slide up through the middle of the corner, and it's caught up just a little bit. I don't know if he'll have enough time to get to the lead, though.
That time just about even. 2 to go this time for the 55 machine of Cruz Caudell. And he is going to stay married to that top side. It's been working for him thus far. It looks like he may easily cruise to the win here tonight. Had to chase Stenrus around for the first half, but since then it has been all 55 machine, white flag in the air. Final time down the backstretch. He got the car a little out of shape, but he is not going to lose much. He had a pretty good cushion there. Checkered flag waving. Cruz Caudell picks up the win. Michael Stenrus in a second, and Daniel Adam, 75 machine, going to come home in 3rd. Get these guys to come around on the front stretch for us, park the cars. We'll try to grab them up in Discord and give them a chat. All right. We feel like we can make that right there work. Let's see who all is in. Well, we know that Mr. Stenrus is in. There we go. That helped. I don't know about our 3rd and 2nd place drivers. But we will give them just a moment to see if they make it into chat. Well, I don't know how many super late models. We covered that one Sim 500 or whatever it was back there on Sundays a few months ago, didn't we, Dom?
Did a couple races with you back then. I think it was Sim 500.
Yeah, I think one of the Cardwell boys, Davin Cardwell, won about every single race that season, right? Mm-hmm. So not
on a clinic.
Yeah, so not your first foray into the super lates. But here at Limaland, pretty good show tonight, yes?
Yeah, green all the way through. That's what we like to see. It wasn't the most competitive race, but it was clean, and that's what you like to see when you can get a flow like that going. I'll run all 50 laps under the green flag and not have it be broke up by a caution. So.
Yeah, fantastic job. See if we can get Mr. Daniel Adam to unmute his mic so he can talk to us here. We do have him in the chat. Are you there, Daniel? He's got his microphone muted, so I don't know if he's talking to us or not, but we do have him in chat. There he is.
Sorry about that.
You're all good, buddy. Great run for you tonight, man. You bring that 75 machine home on the bottom step of the podium. Talk to us about this feature race.
I joined in and I didn't get any practice, so I was kind of just throwing it out on a setup, and I qualified pretty bad, but I had some speed in the heat and I had some speed in the feature. Some mistakes cost me a first or second, but those front two guys were really fast, so.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone escaped this evening without some damage on the right rear. How hard was it to keep that car off the wall running up as tight as you guys had to run?
It was a pain. At the last, I think, 10 laps, I kind of just started not driving conservative. I was really trying to catch those guys, but they were just walking away from me. I didn't have anything for them.
Well, still a fantastic run. You come home in third. Who do you got on the car helping you out before we let you get out of here and celebrate?
My real-life sponsors, Tricks Utility Services, Premier Risk Advisor, and 316 Motorsports, and then my iRacing sponsors, Wisconsin Short Track Racing, Gas Roots Project, and 392 Bros, all helped me out a lot.
All right, man. Fantastic run again. Congratulations on a great finish, and we look forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
Thank you.
Your third place finisher, Daniel Adam. Move on to a second place. We've talked to this guy a bunch. Michael, are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear, buddy. We said that we talked to you quite a bit in this series at the end of each one of these, and tonight you led the first half. And then you come home second here with a bunch of damage on the right rear, man. Talk to us about how tough this feature was.
Yeah, it was super slick. I tried to run in the middle, and it just went away, and I didn't have anything after that. He was just faster than me. It was hard to find any grip. Tried to run in the bottom at the end, but couldn't get nothing going.
Yeah, we kept a pretty close eye on you there once you got out to that lead. And then once he got around you, it looked like everybody started searching. And late, you might have found a little bit, but it was just too little too late, yes?
Yeah, I thought I found something running through the middle again, but then he just started taking off. And then I started searching, and the top side was hard. I kept spinning the tires too much coming out of the corner, and I kept drilling the wall. And then I just couldn't find anything.
Well, still a great run, and finishing on the podium just about every single week so far should have you sitting pretty well in the points. I don't have a copy sitting in front of me, but a fantastic run once again, man. Who you got on the car again helping you out before we let you get out of here?
I'll just thank Pat Nelson Construction, Mike's Place Tavern 105, and Jason Anderkin Construction.
All right, man. Once again, a great run. Look forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Michael Stenroos, your second place finisher. Let's move on to the man of the night. Cruz Connell, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, a fantastic run, man. You chased old Stenroos around for about the first half of this thing, and once you got around him, you kind of set sail. Talk to us about the two halves of this race and how much difference it was.
Well, at the beginning of the race, it had a little tack right above the tires right there, and I tried to keep my right sides in it. But just over time, the slick went all the way across the track, and it had a little bit of tack on top, and I tried to get my right rear in it just to get me off the corner. But hard to stay in the throttle with these things, how slick it got, for sure.
Well, we talked to the other two guys about how no car out here tonight escaped with at least some right rear damage, and yours has just a little bit thin cushion and a big fat wall. How hard was it to keep that thing out of it?
Man, it wasn't terribly too bad. If you slid up, you had to get as close as you could because of the tack and the cushion right there. But I tried to stay out of it as much as I could.
Well, a great run, man. Fantastic to see you get out here and pick up a win. Who you got on the car helping you out before we let you celebrate?
Bulletproof Motorsports, And that's about it, honestly.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you chatting with us. Congratulations on a great victory, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Cruz Caudell, your winner. Let's run down through our finishing results here. Caudell wins it. Stenroos was second. Adam was third. Kunzbeck comes home in fourth. Kenny Wilkins in the fifth spot. Brody Orovitz comes home sixth with Chris Jones seventh. Good recovery for Mr. Jones. Started 13th in this race. Picks up 6 positions. He had a pretty rough night all night long. Carton Cochran in the A spot. Benjamin Eastler in 9th. Robert Pierce, 10th, 11th to Tom Dawson. Steve Brady in the 12th spot, and Benjamin Lee rounding out the field. Another great super late model race for these guys here at NDRA. Excuse me. NDRA. My bad. I was looking at something else. What do you think, Dom? 50 straight laps at Lima, no cautions, and not really a whole lot of, contact between cars, and not much in the way of damage, honestly.
No, just besides little minor mistakes, jumping the cushion and getting into that outside wall. Other than that, it was a pretty clean race and good race, honestly, for what they had in there. And congrats to the top 3.
Fantastic run for those guys. Each and every week, these guys have put on a really good show, and the guys at the front have really been fast, and tonight was no exception. Caudell, first time I've seen the 55 car in here, and man, he'll be somebody we got to watch the rest of this season. So kudos to him. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations to the top 3. We appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Don't forget, we'll be back at 8 Eastern. Hales Corners Speedway Sim Series. We'll have a special guest on about 15 minutes early, so we'll be on about 7:45 Eastern. Dominic will be back for that with me, I'm sure. For myself and Dominic Santina here at the Dirt Racing Network, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Do not forget 2 more shows tonight. If we don't see you, then we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 Eastern for Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder. But until we see you the next time, guys, keep All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corners Sim Racing Series. Going to get things started a little bit earlier this evening than normal. Have a very, very special guest in with us tonight, Bill Tandetsky, a lifelong Hales Corners racing legend, from what I am given to understand. I have not met the man in person, but I have talked to him on the phone a couple of times now, and he seems pretty genuine to me. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Thank you, Roger.
It is a long list of accomplishments for you. Says that you raced at Hales Corner for 25 plus years, sportsman, late model, modifieds. Tell us a little bit about the track for those that aren't familiar with it, as I know the place has since closed down. Just how you got connected and how much fun it was to be part of that whole Hales Corners family.
Well, Hales Corners was a third-mile dirt track. They used to call it clay, but it didn't have really a whole lot of clay on it. It had whatever soil they could get their hands on. Some days it was topsoil, and some days it was pea gravel. It kind of varied from year to year, but on the most part, I mean, it was Metro Milwaukee. It was 10 minutes from my house, so it was the place to go. Had long storied. I think the track was opened in like 50, I think 49 or 50. So it had a very, very big history over the years with open wheel modifieds and sportsman cars for many years. And then when the modifieds were phased out, they brought late models in I believe 1971, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I started racing in 1978 in the sportsman division and ran sportsmans for 2 years. And I was a rookie in 1980 in the late models. And I raced late models for 8 years before I started racing modifieds. I was in the first group of modifieds when Hales brought the IMCA style modified back or to the track. I was one of the original guys who started in that series.
Well, that is a pretty long list of racing and different disciplines of doing it. Says here that you own Diamond Racing Reels. Tell us, one, about the company, and two, how'd you get that started?
Well, it started in my garage behind my house, kind of like the old stories, you know, your mom and dad walked to school uphill both ways. I did that. I started it in my garage. It basically helped fund my racing operation between we started repairing wheels, and then we were doing all the custom work for another wheel company before we went full-time. And I quit my job in 1988 and been doing it ever since. So we've kind of grown and have shrunk over the years. At one point, we had 25 employees in an 85,000 square foot building. And as the racing has gone down and other activities, we've kind of shrunk our program down as well. But you know, we've been doing it for 30 plus years. We basically build wheels for every type of racing out there, from circle track racing, road racing, off-road racing. We do, if you name it. I mean, we've sold wheels in every continent in the world. Places that you'd never believe we've sold wheels to.
Well, that's amazing. Tell me one thing here. How do you know Gary Budzine?
Gary and I went to high school together. Met him my junior year, sitting outside of class, and Gary and I have been friends since junior in high school. We spent a lot of hours in shop class together, and then after we graduated, we've been lifelong friends. I was best man at his wedding, and Gary's crewed for me since, I think, 1979. Gary's crewed for me through all the years. A lot of times it was just me and Gary going racing too. We've gone to Gary and I have gone to a lot of tracks over the years, all over the country, in fact, racing, and we've always had a great time.
Well, I called him Sir on his birthday the other day, and boy, did that start a little bit of a storm. So well, I was just curious.
Yeah, well, you know, we us old guys are getting sensitive to that. You know, we're getting up there in the into the sixth decade, so some of us are getting a little anxious, a little more anxiety over that than others, I guess.
Understandable. Well, what kind of racing are you into and doing currently?
Right now we race pavement modifieds, sort of like the IMCA style car. They're non-sanctioned. Well, we're sanctioned by UMA, which our home track is the Dells Raceway Park in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, and that's a third-mile paved oval. We also race Golden Sand Speedway, which is another third mile in Plover, Wisconsin. We race Slinger Speedway. We've been to Rockford Speedway. We've been to La Crosse Speedway. So Pretty much, it's a central, middle of the state style pavement style modified. We run on 8-inch wheels, and we either run crate motors or open motors. I have one of each car, and they're pretty competitive to one another.
That's fantastic. Like I said, I wanted to cover a lot with you here. Have you watched any of these guys do their sim racing?
Yeah, Gary invited me over to his house, and I think I spent more time on the reset button than I did actually doing it. It's, for myself, you have no seat of the pants. I can't feel the car, so I have a very hard time adjusting to it. I think somebody who started with iRacing probably has an easier time to go into other forms of racing than going the other direction from a real race car into an iRace car. It seems everyone that I've talked to seems to have that same comment that you have no feel. There's no seat of the pants on it.
Yeah, you have no real feel for the difference in the weight and the shifting weight. I concur with your assessment. It's coming from dirt track racing too, doing this years and years ago, but I still kind of feel the same way. You just can't sense it. Plus, the one thing you can never, ever sense, there's two things. One, you can't get the sensation of speed because you really just can't feel it. And two, the danger. You never feel the danger. Those are the two things that you can never get from sim racing that you can in the real world.
Oh, and there's one more thing too, Roger. You forgot. Your wallet doesn't get deflated when you wreck.
Well, when you wreck, no, but getting the set up and going, trust me, your wallet can get pretty deflated.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. My parts bill last month was probably close to $3,000 after the wrecks we were in just last month alone. So.
Yeah. I'll equate that to one tower.
There's no reset button on a real race car. That's the big difference there.
Yep. I would equate your $3,000 bill for one night of racing to me buying one tower to broadcast or sim race. So it's expensive. Racing is an expensive hobby, and I don't care what form you do it in, but not feeling the sensation in your pants and in your body, and not having to fear if you do hit that wall is the things that are missing. And that's about it, because I think you can go the other way, like you said, very simply. But have you been watching what the guys are doing here on the Dirt Racing Network?
I have not seen since they started this the Hales Corners thing. I have seen some of the other tracks, but I have not seen that particular program.
Well, get over to the Dirt Racing Network and check it out. The guys are at Charlotte MotorSports, at the dirt track at Charlotte tonight, and it's going to be a pretty good run. We are getting down to the end of this thing. I hate to cut you off. I'm sure you got a ton more. One night we'll have to have you back and finish talking about some other stuff, but it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on, and like I said, anytime you want to come back, you just hit me up, let me know. We'll bring you right back on the program.
No problem. Roger, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for calling.
I appreciate it. We will be in touch very soon, sir.
Have a great day.
You too. Big thank you to Gary for getting that set up, and also to Bill for being on. That was impressive. That's a lot of great knowledge. And for the Hales Corners fans, you guys probably all know that name. You guys are probably very familiar with him. I am glad to get to know him now, and we'll definitely try to get Bill back on. But these guys wrapping up practice. 27 street stocks in here tonight. And as they get ready to go to their qualifying, it is time for us to move along in our program and do our pre-race ceremonies.
Ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, a big thank you to Sam and Johnny Foley. Always appreciate those guys and their contributions to the Dirt Racing Network with our invocation and our national anthem. Couple of minutes left right now. J.J. Schilling, your points leader. Quickest in qualifying, Blake Johnson, Ryan Fisher, Nick Sobiek, Dean Burnt, Reed Rundle, Andy Gross, Derek Failing, Brandon Hull, and Randy Brunner are top 10 in qualifying. 26 of our 27 cars have taken time. I have a feeling that Mr. Budzine is possibly playing race control again tonight, so we may not see that 77 car. I do know he has his machine fixed. One, he's here, and two, I've seen him during the week. So, hoping to see him back on Wednesday nights with the Wednesday Night Warrior guys over at Dirt Slingers. Well, what do you think, Dom? You ready for some street stocks? This is a little bit of a step down in speed for us from what we were at a couple hours ago.
Yeah, a little bit slower, ready to go. A lot more cars in the channel tonight, so just means more action, more races, and more excitement.
Well, we got two of these. We got these guys here in the street stocks in the same group. Going to turn around and fire them up again. Put the pro late models right back out here as soon as we finish this one up. Second of 3 shows tonight. Tomorrow night, you'll have Dominic Santino calling the Dirt Slingers a Monday Night Thunder Series as they start season number 14. Almost 4 full years of dirt racing with the Dirt Slingers, and the last 2.5 of it have been right here on the Dirt Racing Network. So they get ready to put their most competitive 360 series out on the track at Volusia tomorrow night. Should be a full week of racing this week. We'll go back to Sim 500 on Tuesday night. They have 2 weeks left. They're going to have championship night in the 360s this week, and then next week they will move on to their championship night overall and in their late models. And then Wednesday night, the Ump Mod Series Wednesday Warriors for Dirt Slingers, and Thursday night again we kick off the 410 Outlaw Series for Dirt Slingers, presented by A Wicked Energy Gum. But heat racer number 1, we're gridding out on the front stretch. 3 heats for us tonight. Get through our starting lineup. On the pole, the CJR Pride of Tosa, number 64 from Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, Randy Brunner. And on the outside of him, the Shark RC Bodies Gross Racing, number 14 from Hartford, Wisconsin. There is that man, the 14 car of Andy Gross. Inside row number 2, the RLV Faster Motors VLR number 23 from Big Bend, Wisconsin, Nick Sobiek. And on his outside, your points leader, the one machine of J.J. Schilling. Row 3, inside the Shark RC Car Bodies, number 112 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson. And his outside, Ashton Wheeler, the 007. Row 4 on the inside, the Extreme Speed Cyclone Motorsports number 7, Caledonia, Wisconsin, Steve Nicholas, with Eddie Blaine, the 96 car, on his outside. And on the back row by himself in the 4 car, going to be Justin Blackburn. So 10 laps the distance. Top of 3 go to the feature directly. Everybody else going to have to fight their way through consolation races. Maybe it's the top 4. I think the top 4 go. Is it the top 4, Dom?
I didn't see it, but it's either top 3 or top 4, yeah.
It's top. I think it's top 4. These guys are going to go green out of turn number 4. Couple of guys in different paint than we're used to seeing. That 14 car looks a little different tonight than normal. Just waiting for the flag,
Green
man.
flag,
Brunner
green
has
flag.
got the green flag showing. And it didn't matter. That guy in the 14 car gets a great start. I do not care if it's the street stocks or late models. I think if he was on a bicycle, he'd get a better start than everybody else. Andy Gross jumping right out to the front. Randy Brunner in second, J.J. Schilling, Nick Sobiek, your top four. Little contact. I see Chris Johnson and Steve Nicholas getting together back here. They have one in the books. And a big pile up down here in 1 and 2. Brunner is sideways. Nicholas is sideways. Chris Johnson got a tiny piece of that. Ashton Wheeler got a piece of it. The 007 car. And the 96 car of Eddie Blaine right through it with no problems. We're going to go back to the front with Andy Gross and then Nick Sobiek running second. Chris Johnson and Ashton Wheeler in that order. Eddie Blaine chasing down Wheeler, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get around him. Looks like that 007 car, even with the front end messed up a little bit, is still rolling pretty good on the bottom. Gross, Sobiek, Johnson, Wheeler, Blaine, Schilling. Your points leader is struggling here in the heat race. He was part of that incident down turn 1 about 3 laps ago. Right at the end of lap 1. He is going to try to fight to get back in and get a transfer spot. And maybe 5 cars are transferring through here. So we're going to get 15. We're going to find 5 out of the B main. So I see the 7 car of Steve Nicholas headed to the infield. As you saw, J.J. Schilling move around Eddie Blaine. Blaine falling back to 6th. We'll go check on our leaders. Andy Gross, almost 1 full second ahead of Nick Sobiek. Sobiek, the 23 car, got about a second on Chris Johnson. Johnson's got a second and a half on Wheeler. Now J.J. Schilling starting to close in. He's got 3 laps to get it done to get into that top 4. Schilling's been very consistent all season long. That's why he holds the lead in the points. He is right there. With about 2.5 laps to go. They are in the middle of the backstretch, and your leader is in the middle of 3 and 4. Gap not closing up a bit. He sees 2 to go that time by. Sobiek still second. Johnson still third. Now Wheeler's got his hands full. There is Schilling. Schilling strong through the middle. Slides up in front of him. Not going to be able to make it stick. Wheeler right back around him. This time Schilling's going to have to try the crossover the other way. Will he have the spot out of 4? Coming to the white flag. Schilling by half a car length. Keeping our eye on 4th and 5th right now. Gross, Sobiek, and Johnson all pretty much gone right here. Now we'll see what happens down in 3 and 4. Schilling going to go top shelf. No choice as Wheeler had the nose on the inside. He's going to be able to make the momentum line work. J.J. Schilling going to come home 4th. Then Wheeler, Blaine, Brunner, Blackburn, and Nicholas. Well, 1 in the books, Dom, and that one was a little physical.
Yeah, a little contact front there in about the 3rd, 4th position, couple laps in, but good race there to the line for 4th and 5th to finish it out.
All right, let's get down here, run through the lineup for heat racer number 2. On the pole, the Burnside MotorSports number 55 from Franklin, Wisconsin, John Burnside. On the outside of him in the 25 machine, going to be Derek Failing. Row 2 inside, the I-94 Raceway number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin, Dean Burnt. On the outside of row number 2, the Kiersick Electric LLC number 00 from Waukesha, Wisconsin, Blake Johnson. Row 3 inside, the 051 machine of Mark Spittelmeister, and his outside going to be the 15 of David Kinjerski. Row 4 on the inside, the Sorens Ford number 11 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Ricky Johnson, and on his outside in the Black Flag Racing number 10 from West Allis, Wisconsin, Tony Ichkowski. And the back row all by himself in the 56 car going to be Raymond Lyle. So Dean Burnt with completely different paint than we're used to seeing. I'm used to seeing him in the Scrub-A-Dub machine, and he is gone Jolly Roger on us here with the 17 car. That car all black, white letters. cars to watch going to be definitely that 25 car, the 051 car of Spittlemeister, David Kinjerski, Ricky Johnson. So several cars in this one with a chance to win it. John Burnside has had nothing but trouble this whole season. He has been starting in the middle and the back of a lot of these races, getting caught up with other guys' stuff. We'll see what he can do off the pole. So I'll go one more time around, get ready to go green out of turn number 4, and Dominic Santino will give us the call for heat race number 2.
All right, thank you, Roger. Burnside and Failing on the front row, making their way down the backstretch. Pace truck will pull off this time, and we'll get ready to go here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coming around this time, they come out of turn 4. Green flag will be in the air.
Green, green, green.
And here we go. Green flag's in the air into turn 1 and 2. Burnside takes the early race lead. He's going to try to slide up in front. He's going to make contact with Failing. Now there's going to be a 3-4 car pileup. More contact as the 56 is now involved. That's going to switch it all up. But Blake Johnson has your race lead. He's coming around to complete lap number 1. It's Johnson, Kinjerski, and the 10 of Tony Iachkowski in third. Fourth is Burnt, and fifth is Spittlemeister. Working on 2 of 10 around this time to complete lap number 2. 7 more to go. Got a little bit of a breakaway out front here for Johnson. He's got just under a second lead over Kinjerski in second. Making their way through pretty even single-filey spaced throughout the field. 3 laps now in the books. Top 4 running single file back there in 5th and 6th. Spittlemeister and Johnson working together. Johnson going to look to the inside. Can't make anything work this time. Still try to stay on the inside as they come through 3 and 4. Spittlemeister holding on as they go into 1 and 2, almost halfway through heat race number 2. Still Blake Johnson out front. Kinjerski's been able to get into his lead just a little bit, still about 7.5 tenths of a second. Side by side now here for 5th and 6th. As Johnson took another look into this on the inside of Spittlemeister. 5 to go. Those two battling it out for 5th and 6th. Top 4 still running the same as we're working on 4 laps left to go here in heat race number 2. Blake Johnson, then David Kinjerski, Tony Iachkowski in 3rd, Blake Burnt in 4th, Marcus Spittlemeister in 5th, that's Ricky Johnson 6th, Raymond Lyle in 7th, Derek Failing in 8th, and John Burnside pulling off the track after having the pole to start the race. Blake Johnson well in control now, 9 tenths of a second lead over Kinjerski. So come to get 2 to go this time by. Had the little pile up on lap 1 in the first corner, but ever since then it's been Blake Johnson out front. Kinjerski closing in though, he's almost got it to about half a second. White flag this time around. Nice run there through 3 and 4 for Kinjerski. Don't know if he's going to have enough time to get there, though. We're through 1 and 2. They're going to head down the backstretch one more time here to end heat race number 2. Kinjerski gets a run 3 and 4, but Blake Johnson is going to be able to hold off for the win. Kinjerski will come second. Iachkowski third. Burnt fourth. Spittlemeister 5th, Johnson 6th, Frailing 7th, and Lyle in 8th. Not finishing was Burnside.
How about Kinjerski was going to get a pretty deep run in there. I thought he might accidentally make contact, but did a good job of keeping it out of the back of Johnson's car there. So 2 down, 1 to go. Heat race action. We'll get ready for the grid in heat race number 3. On the pole, the Renegade race cars. Renegade Racing number 67 from Hartford, Wisconsin, R.J. Tackman. On the outside of him in the 99 machine is going to be Brandon Hull. Row 2 on the inside, the Buddies Racing Equipment TDC race team number 43 from Oxford, Michigan, Reed Rundle. And on his outside, in the Pinkala Auto Solutions, number 41 from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Ryan Fisher. Row 3 on the inside, the 33 car of Kyle Trito. And on his outside, the 66, Jason Enoch. Back row on the inside, or row 4 on the inside, and this is the back row. There is no ninth starter. Going to be the Scrub-a-Dub Car Wash, number 8. That's a Black Flag Racing entry from Waterford, Wisconsin, Peter Brees. And his outside in the 21 is going to be Corey Funk. So, 8 cars for this one, not 9. Watch the second row here for sure. Reed Rundle and Ryan Fisher. RJ Tackman, that 67 car starting on the pole, has got himself a pretty good spot. Usually pretty quick. Usually has to work his way from behind and try to catch up. See what he can do when he starts out on the pole. Mr. Burnside did not have as much luck as we had hoped for him in heat race number 2 there starting on the pole. But hopefully he can recover and get himself into the feature. Final heat race, and then we will go through our LCQs, fill in our field. Hey, there we go. There's some chatter in the chat box. Guys, don't be afraid to chime in. Doesn't matter where you're watching from. If you're over on Twitch or YouTube, say hi in the chat. On any of the Facebook channels, say hi as well. We can see in the multi-chat. Pace truck is in, waiting on the green laundry out of turn number 4. Final heat race of session number 1. And the green flag is out. We are racing. Through 1 and 2, side by side. Tackman, Hull, out of 2. Tackman has the advantage. They're going to head down into 3 and 4. And Reed Rundle now taking a peek on the inside of Brandon Hull. Nothing doing that time. Tackman led. Hull was second. Rundle was third. Pinkala was fourth. It's actually Ryan Fisher, in the Pinkala machine was fourth. Then Jason Enoch sitting in fifth. Tackman starting to get away, but Rundle had a good run out of 4. He is going to squeeze into the second place spot right there behind Tackman. Now he's going to try to run him down. That's keeping Hull pinned on the outside with Fisher moving up the inside. I don't know if the outside is there. I know it's a really good momentum line, but if you can get the grip off the bottom, and that time Fisher, a little too much power through the center of the corner. I think he caused the nose of that 41 machine to push out really bad. He is going to fall back. He lets Hull have the spot. Enoch now working around the inside, trying to get 4th away from Fisher. As they'll make contact in 3 and 4. Now Enoch has it. That opens the door. Here comes Brees, the 8 car on the inside, and now Fisher's got all kinds of problems. He gets hit from behind right there. He just is falling through this field like a rock, and that is somebody that usually contends for the feature win here. He's going to maybe have to work his way through one of our B mains to get in. 5 down, 5 to go. Tackman, Rundle, Hull, Enoch. You're watching the 8 car, Peter Brees. He sits right in front of Ryan Fisher now. So we're going to go back to the front. This battle at the front starting to heat up just a little bit with Rundle putting himself into a position to maybe catch a good run out of the corner and pull alongside that 67 car. But Tackman is keeping it pinned right down on the inside through the center. These two starting to get away. There we go. There goes Rundle putting the nose down the inside, trying to move the 67 up the hill just a little bit. Showed it to him, but couldn't do it in 3 and 4. They're both getting away a little bit from Brandon Hull. Laps starting to wind down quickly. Jason Enoch right here. Brees right there. So is Fisher. Funk a little ways back, and then Trito even further behind that. Everybody on the same straightaway with 2 to go. Best heat race of the night so far right here. Rundle's looking for anything. Any kind of weakness, any place he can be just a little bit quicker Went in wide. Can he cut it underneath out of 4? White flag in the air. Great battle for the lead. Rundle looking for any advantage he can get, trying to get the nose inside on the 67. Didn't do it that time. Going to give up the spot. Looks like that's going to probably seal the deal as Tackman takes it into 3 and 4, and he's going to see the checker flag first in heat race number 3. Rundle's going with him. Hall's coming to the A main. I think Jason Enoch is going through too. Brees, Fisher, Funk, Trito. Probably going to see them in one of our 2 B mains, or in just our single B main. It is a single B main, and it is full of cars. So they took at least 4 through. They took at least 4 through. Maybe 5. Yeah, 15. We're probably looking for 5 spots out of this. 12 cars scheduled to be in here. They're going to roll off. The grid is going to look like this. Randy Brunner and Ryan Fisher on the front row. Ricky Johnson and Eddie Blaine in row 2. Row 3, Derek Failing and Corey Funk. Justin Blackburn and Raymond Lyle in the 4th row. The 5th row, Kyle Trito and Steve Nicholas. And it would have been Burnside and Budzine, but neither one of those 2 going to make the call. So 10 cars racing for 5 spots. Should be 15 laps, Dom.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing, 15 laps.
Well, give us our B main and get us our final 5 transfer cars here.
All right, as Roger said, we're going to be looking for that 5th place position. That's going to be the one to keep your eye on. See who's going to be the last car to sneak into our A main tonight. 15 laps, 1 B main or LCQ, and we're about ready to get going. Pace truck will pull away this time out of turn 4. Green flag will be in the air, and it's Randy Brunner and Ryan Fisher bringing us to the green flag on the front row. They're already close together as they come out of turn 4. Green flag in the air. Right
Green
about
flag.
now. Green flag in the air. Runner gets the early advantage into turns 1 and 2. 41 of Ryan Fisher went a line higher, trying to get advantage on the top side. Couldn't make it happen as they go into 3 and 4. Fisher going to try to slide into that 2nd position as Ricky Johnson looks to the inside to take away that 2nd spot. Battle for 2nd and 3rd, but it's Brunner out front here on lap number 1. Good battle back there for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It's Brunner, Fisher, Johnson, Frailing, Funk, your top 5. Then Blaine, Tretow, Nicholas, Blackburn, Lyle. That's how the 10 cars are running. Little contact up front between Brunner and Fisher as they cross the line that time. 2 laps in the books out of 15. 5 cars battling it out. 3 wide back there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th between Frailing, Funk, and Johnson. And we're almost 2 wide up here as now Brunner's able to pull away from Fisher. Good battle up here in the front, trying to get into this A main. It's still Brunner holding on by about a car and a half over Fisher's lead at just under 0.3 of a second. Then it's Frailing in that 3rd spot, Funk up to 4th, Johnson back to 5th. Making their way through here, working on 4 laps complete, working on 5. Slider there for Frailing, moving up to that 3rd spot over Funk. They're battling for 3rd and 4th. Johnson watching them in 5th. Make their way out of 3 and 4. That Johnson got into the outside wall coming out of turn 4 that time. Steve Nicholas starting to make his way in battle as well. Going to start to challenge Ricky Johnson for that 5th position. He's looking to the inside here in 1 and 2. All of these cars nice and loose. Good battle going on here in the LCQ. Randy Brunner able to hold that lead. Positions haven't been swapped very much, but they could change in an instant. Everyone's kind of grouped together here.
5th is heating up.
No one really kind of out of it right now. Some 3 really starting to heat up though. Brunner, Fisher, and Frailing starting to do battle. Frailing looking to the inside of Fisher. We're about halfway through. He's going to try to use that low line come out of 3 and 4. He's almost the door now with these two. See if Frayling can make it work on the bump side out of 1 and 2, or if Fisher can hold on. Fisher able to pull away about half a car length down the backstretch as they come through 3 and 4 this time. Frayling using that bottom line again. While they've done battle, they've been able to pull up on the back of Brunner as well. Ricky Johnson just got past Steve Nicholas into the 5th position now. So we got a battle up front. We got a battle for the 5th and 6th spot between Nicholas and Johnson. Nicholas using that middle line through the corner. See who can hold on to that 5th place position. That's your final transfer spot, most likely. See who can advance between these two. We got 5 laps left to go on the racetrack. Good racing up front in the middle of the pack as well. Frayling into the 2nd spot. Him and Fisher are swapping 2nd and 3rd, just like Nicholas and Johnson are swapping 5th and 6th. Now it's a 3-car battle up there as front as they've caught Brunner. A little contact between Fisher and Frayling. They're coming to 3 to go this time. All 3 cars together coming to the line. They're going to be able to keep it straight. Brunner going to hold on to the lead for the time being. Frayling in 2nd. Fisher back to 3rd. See how it goes. 3 laps left to go, and we got a new leader, Derek Frayling, in the lead. But here comes Brunner with a slider contact into the wall. Both of them as Brunner will clip it coming out of 4. Frayling got the brunt of that one, but that now puts Ryan Fisher in the lead. He can't hold it. Now we got about 4, 5, 6 cars coming together out of 2. Another car in the wall. That's Steve Nicholas. He's going to drop back through the field. Quite the action up front. 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. White flag in the air. 1 lap left to go. Randy Brunner's been able to hold on to the lead even with some contact, but we got a heavy battle back here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on back. Ryan Fisher going to give it one more try to slide up on a Brunner. He made contact, able to keep it straight, and Randy Brunner will take the win. Coming across in 2nd, Ryan Fisher, Derek Frayling 3rd, Corey Funk 4th. Ricky Johnson coming across in 5th, Steve Nicholas will be 6th, Tree Tile 7th, Blackburn 8th, Lane 9th, and Lyle in 10th.
That got very intense very quickly. We don't see a lot of that with these guys in this group, and that got very intense. They are going to go ahead and move straight across to the feature race. 25 laps on tap as we get ready for our feature 20 cars. On the pole will be the 43 machine of Reed Rundle, to his outside, the 15 of David Kinjerski. Row 2 on the inside, Nick Sobiek, RJ Tackman on the outside. The 3rd row inside, Blake Johnson, the outside. 14 car of Andy Gross. Watch that 14 car. He has been winning a lot lately. He is very fast and very smooth. He gets the best restarts of anyone in this series. Row 4 inside, the 112 of Chris Johnson. The 10 of Tony Ichkowski on his outside. Brendan Hull starts a 99 machine on the inside of row 5 with J.J. Schilling on his outside in the 1 car. Dean Burnt, the 17, inside row 6, the 66 of Jason Enoch on his outside. The 7th row inside, Ashton Wheeler, the 007, the outside. Mark Spittelmeister in the 051. In the 8th row on the inside, Peter Reese in the 8 machine, and on his outside, you saw him win the B-Main, Randy Brunner in the 64. And he brought the 9th row with him, Ryan Fisher, the 41 car inside. Derek Failing on the outside of that row, and the last row inside, the 21 of Corey Funk, and just eking his way into our feature race tonight, the 11 car of Ricky Johnson. So if this feature is anything like what that B-Main was, this going to be pretty exciting.
I was going to say, you think there's a lot of beating and banging back there in that LCQ. You think that might translate to a couple of those back guys here in the start of this A-Main?
I wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for it, too. I do know that caution laps count. These guys don't stand on the ceremony of trying to keep all the laps green. They'd rather do it by just racing nice and clean. We're going to watch everybody in this one, but I'm telling you right now, keep your eyes on that 14 car. That guy is always fast. He is going to go forward. He's going to get the best restarts. Once he gets to the front, he's going to be really hard to beat if we have restarts. Green flag imminent. Coming out of turn 4. They're waiting on the flag man to show it to him. Reed Rundle's going to see it. Green flag in the air. We are underway. Scrub-a-dub, oil change center and car wash. Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing Series Street Stocks. Show number 1 here tonight for the Hales Corners guys. We're watching Ken Jersky go around the top side off of turn 4. Didn't get to the line first that time. Rundle had it. Tackman, here's caution at the back. Jason Enoch may be in this.
Yeah, I think he spun around on the inside of turn number 4. I saw a car going around the tire barriers on there and spun it out.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm having a little problems with my overlays right now. They are not reacting as quickly as I need them to. So between sessions, we're probably going to need me to restart. But looks like Jason Enoch got spun around back there. So he will go to the back of the field right now. It is Rundle, Konjerski, Tackman, Sobiek, Gross, Blake Johnson, J.J. Schilling, Chris Johnson, Tony Itzkowski, and Brandon Hall into your top 10. So we're going to have about 20 laps to go when we get the green back. Now the 14 car has moved from the outside of that row to the inside. Let's see what Gross can do on this restart here. He'll be on the inside of that third row. And that tends to keep guys bottled up just a little bit. He's got your points leader right behind him. That one car of Schilling. Those two put on a heck of a battle last week. So green with 20 to go. Rundle and Konjerski just waiting on that flag man. There's your green flag. And Konjerski got a great start. I think he got a push from Sobiek a little bit right there on the start. We'll see if he's going to have the lead coming out of 2. Rundle down on the bottom got a good run. But the momentum on the top side is going to give Konjerski a big time run into 3 and 4. Does he have enough coming out? No. Rundle shuts the door, put Reed Rundle in the lead. Konjerski is second. Tackman was third at the line. Then Sobiek and Blake Johnson, in the 00 car. As Chris Johnson got around him, a little bit of a door action there, moved him up the hill. That's going to let Gross find his way down to the inside. Andy Gross back to 7th. Didn't get a good start on that restart, and he didn't come forward. We'll see where he's at when this thing shakes out towards the end. It is Rundle, Konjerski, Tackman, Sobiek.
Caution is out.
As caution again. Is that for Brunner? Nope. Peter Brees, maybe? Let's see what happened to Mr. Brees here. Oh, down the corner, car got a little out of shape. Oh, it was Itzkowski and Fisher, and then you see Peter Brees get into Fisher after he was already sideways. So that's how the damage got on the front of the 8 car.
Yeah, I saw a couple cars spin out there. I just didn't know exactly who it was, but I thought there might have been a caution coming. I saw it at the end of that, coming out of, or middle of turn 1, 2 there. And to answer your question about Gross, I think he actually got a little help in the restart. He almost got spun around. I was watching him a little bit on the restart, so I think that slowed up his progress marching to the front.
Gotcha, because usually that 14 car is Johnny on the spot. When the green flag falls, he's the first car to go anywhere. Forward, left, right, doesn't matter. He's the first car to do anything, and he usually just goes forward. So Rundle, Konjerski, Tackman, Sobiek, Gross, Johnson. That's Chris Johnson, Blake Johnson. Then Schilling, Hall, Failing, your top 10.
Yeah, he almost went somewhere. He almost made a hard left into the infield on that restart.
Well, good job by him to only lose a couple of spots in that whole deal, because when I came back to him, he was running 7th and he restarted 5th. So good job by Mr. Gross to hang on to the 14 machine. We're going to get a restart here. 14 laps to go. Still Rundle and Konjerski on the front row. Tackman's got the nose of that 67 right up under the rear bumper cover onto the 43 car.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back into the air. That time Konjerski, huge start. Way out in front. He's going to have the spot coming out of 2. Pretty sure nobody's going to be able to run that 15 car down right there. We'll see what Rundle can do with him as the laps progress. Sobiek on the outside there of Tackman through 3 and 4. Now Rundle's got the 43 machine back alongside the 15. 2 wide, 2 deep. Here comes Gross down the inside. 14 car tried to make it 3 wide out of 2. Not able to do it, and caution. I'm not sure who that was for. Whoever it was, they must have got the car going again. Was Corey Funk sideways?
I think Runner might have been involved somehow too. I saw his car slow.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Runner got into someone. I couldn't see who exactly it was, but he did make contact with someone. Turned him sideways in the middle of 1 and 2.
Well, that's all it takes to get sideways with company coming, and you're going to get a caution each and every time.
It was Ashton Wheeler. He turned him in the middle of 1 and 2.
Okay.
And then
that would explain why the 007 car is in 19th position now.
And then after Runner turned him, he went up and made contact with Ricky Johnson, which spun him around.
So still Rundle, Konjerski, Tackman, Sobiek. Then it's Gross, Chris Johnson, J.J. Schilling, Derek Failing, Jason Enoch, and Blake Johnson. Your top 10 as we'll restart with about 9 to go. So, pace truck in. 9 laps to go. All right, here when we get the green back out of turn number 4.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Better start for the 43 car this time. He's going to keep it fairly even going through 1 and 2. The run off the top side gives Konjerski a half a car length lead going into 3, but we'll see who's got it when we get down to the start-finish line out of 4 right here. Looks like Rundle was able to run it back on him, and he's got it by half a car. Tackman still 3rd. Then Sobiek, Schilling, Gross, Johnson. What a battle 3 wide behind these guys. Now it's going to settle out as Johnson got out of shape out of 2. Here comes Schilling and Gross. Those 2 guys definitely itching to get to the front. They wanted a lot more green racing, I'm sure. And they're 3 wide with Sobiek. That's at 4th, but that is 4th, 5th, and 6th. Failing, putting the 25 car right in the middle of this as well. We still have a side-by-side battle for your lead up here with Tackman in 3rd. Rundle and Konjerski still going at it. Now Rundle's got the better of it as we get down to 6 to go. J.J. Schilling keeping the 1 cars locked down on the bottom right in the tacky stuff. He's going to move up to 4th. See what he can do coming out of 3 and 4 this time. He got inside Sobiek right there. At the line, almost a dead heat, but Sobiek by about 6 inches. Rundle, Konjerski, Tackman, your top 3. It is a wad of cars right behind them. Everybody vying for the top 3 spots. 4 laps to go on to turn 4 this time. Great 3 wide battle there for 4th. Sobiek, Gross, and Schilling all right in this thing. Oh, that time Schilling catches the infield tire. He's going to keep the car going, but he's going to fall out of the top 7, top 8, top 9. He's going to come back in 9th. Rundle's got it all to himself now. Kinjerski side by side with Tackman. That's for 2nd and 3rd. Then still 3 wide as Failing got the bottom when Schilling vacated it inside of Gross and Sobiek. As we're coming down to 2 to go right here. Reed Arundel almost a full second in front. They're almost 4 wide for 2nd as they come out of turn 4. The battle really starting to heat up behind your leader. He is gone right now. We're going to focus on the battle for the other 2 podium spots right here. Kinjerski, the 15, has 2nd. Tackman's trying to hang on, moves up. Little tap with Gross, little tap with Kinjerski. 3 wide on the front stretch as they took the white flag. Sobiek, the 23 car, wants to make it 4 wide. No room for him to put that pink machine in there. Rundle's going to win it. Who's going to be 2nd and 3rd? We're coming to the line. Kinjerski's off the top side. Gross is going to be 2nd. I think Tackman might have got 3rd. Kinjerski ends up in 3rd. Tackman 4th. Rundle wins it. Wow, what a finish right there. 3 wide when they crossed the line, and you really couldn't tell. I thought Tackman had it from the inside, but it ends up being Kinjerski. So we'll get these 3 cars to bring them around on the front stretch. What a show. We'll try to get Mr. Kinjerski if he is in here. I do not see David. I'm sure that I saw Mr. Gross. He is here. And I always know that Mr. Rundle is here. But I do not see. I don't know who is in the bottom down there. I don't know if that is Kinjerski or not. Let's ask Reed Rundle real quick. Hey, Reed.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who the user is in the very bottom down there? Is that Kinjerski?
Yep.
Okay, well, let me get him. We'll come back to you. I was told that this is David Kinjerski. Is that you, David?
This is me.
Well, hey, man, finally get to talk to you in here after one of these things. You ran a great race, and you came home in 3rd. Talk to us about how tough it was with all the restarts in that feature.
Honestly, they actually kind of helped out a little bit. I guess I jumped the restart a few times. That was my bad. I couldn't see Reed out of my left window. But I think they were helpful at first, and then I was appreciative that we didn't go caution there about halfway through.
Well, a fantastic run, man. You end up on the bottom step of the podium. Big, heavy cars, a lot of paint trading and fender bending going on. How tough is it out there when you're in 3 and 4 wide each and every lap?
It's tough to keep them straight, but it's a lot of fun. Especially in iRacing, you can door somebody and be absolutely fine, and then you can barely touch somebody and be spinning out. So it's a good time.
Well, still a great run, man. Why don't you tell us who helps you out each and every week, and we'll let you get ready for the second race.
Just Skis Graphics. That's my my personal graphic design business. I do iRacing paints and real race car paint schemes, T-shirt designs, etc. And then MKE Laser Designs. It's Chris and Corey Carlson's business. They're doing some really cool metal work. Check them out on Facebook.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and I look forward to seeing you back on the podium in the late models.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Your 3rd place finisher, David Kinjerski. Let's move on to Andy Gross in the 14 machine here. Andy Gross, you there, buddy? Andy.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, I got you now, buddy. Let me turn your volume up just a tiny bit. All right, man. Well, once again, you bring that 14 car and you put it up on the podium. Kind of started And I think you started 6th overall, and you fought your way around 5th, 6th, and 7th the whole time, and then you got into a big battle, man. Tell us about that 3-4 wide battle there for a few laps.
Well, Roger, I was just trying to drive her through the slick. I knew guys were just going to run high, run low. I needed to make it work through the slick, and that's what I was trying to do.
Well, I want to know how it is you get such good restarts each and every time, because you've been killing these guys on restarts.
Well, I think the biggest thing is in the street stacks, I knew it's starting in 4th gear and not shifting. I think that's a huge advantage where a lot of people start in 3rd and shift, and I just started in 4th and gave her the beans.
Well, I think that's probably a secret I might have kept to myself. I think I would have just come up with something else, but we appreciate you being so candid, man. Who you got on the car helping you out each and every night before we let you head out for the late models?
Well, I got to thank Nate at Henco Water Jet Supply. They're the ones who supplying this rat for me tonight in the street stock and late model division. And it was done up by Dave Kajerski at Skis Graphics. And I also want to thank Shark RC Bodies. They support me in the iRacing and in the RC car world. So I want to thank all those guys.
All right, man. Well, another great run for you. Looking to close in on that points lead that Mr. Schilling was enjoying, and we're going to keep an eye on that the rest of the season, bud.
Yeah, we're gonna go for the championship in the street stock and the late model. So we'll be seeing you every week, Roger. I really enjoy watching your videos afterwards.
All right, man. We appreciate that. Thanks for chatting with us, and we look forward to talking to you again here in just a little while.
All right, thanks, Roger.
Your second place finisher, Andy Gross, and now we will move on to the man, the myth, the legend. He drives the 43 machine. Reed Rundle, you there, buddy?
I am, sir. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'd be more fantastic if there it goes. It changed. My overlays aren't changing very quick tonight. But, man, you finally got out in front, got a few green laps, and you kind of drove away from these guys. How much frustration is there when it's restart after restart until you can finally get a good long run in?
Obviously, we've struggled a little bit. This was actually a real good race with only 3 cautions, so I can't complain about that. But, yeah, you kind of get that little bit of a jump, and David was putting up a great battle on the outside, just keeping me pinned down enough that I couldn't get the run up off. And once I was able to get clear of him, then that line changes, and we were able to stretch it out a little bit.
Well, a great run. Once you guys did get going there was a lot of 3 and 4 wide going on behind you, but pretty clear sailing for you, buddy. Moving around any, or did you find a line you were really satisfied with?
Well, starting off down on the low side and then moved up a little bit to the middle. And then, like I said, once I cleared them and was able to get that run on the outside coming into the corner and get it to arc a little bit better, it seemed like I was able to pull out a little bit. And obviously, hearing the engines kind of disappear behind you is always a good feeling when you're getting a long flag or a long green flag run, and then you hope that yellow doesn't come out with 3 to go and put guys like Andy and RJ and Nick and Derek and them right there on your tail.
Well, a great run for you, man. Who's on the car helping you out, and we'll let you get ready for the late model race.
As always, thanks to Buddy's Racing Equipment, PF Flyer Race Cars. There's a bunch of people to thank as far as that goes. You come in here every week and it's kind of hard to keep repeating them, but it's nice to have everybody helping out as far as that goes, and we'll see you in the late models.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to talking to you here just shortly.
Thanks.
Your winner in the street stocks, Mr. Reed Rundle, has run down the official finishing order here before we get ready for... Well, we want to, but I don't think we're going to get to. Do you have the official finishing order there? So I can't seem to get... This thing's locked all up.
Yeah, I got it. Reed Rundle was your winner. Andy Gross in second. David Konjerski in third. RJ Tackman fourth. Nick Kobachek in fifth. Derek Failing in sixth. Chris Johnson seventh. Enoch eighth. Hall ninth. Johnson 10th. Breeze 11th, AJ Schilling in 12th, 13th, Ryan Fisher, 14th, Dean Burnett, 15th, Randy Brunner, 16th, Corey Funk, Ricky Johnson 17th, 18th Ashton Wheeler, 19th Toy Ichkowski, and 20th Mark Spittelmeister.
All right. Well, I'm having plenty of technical difficulties at the moment. Not sure what the heck is going on there, but race 1, the street stocks was fantastic. These guys did a great job out here. They are going to re-rack these things, and they're going to come right back. This thing is going haywire on me. They're going to come right back into the Pro Late models and do it right here at Charlotte Motor Speed, or Dirt Track at Charlotte. Excuse me. I don't want to get those two confused because that is a completely different configuration, and one is dirt, one is asphalt. But we will be back here in just a few minutes. I know Dom is going to be back with me. And Dom, if I'm still having technical difficulties, this may be your very first big run on your own. But until we come back, guys, we appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget to come by the Facebook page, Twitch, or YouTube and subscribe to the channel. You'll know each and every time we go live. Until we see you in about 10 minutes. Keep it dirty, everybody. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corners Sim Racing League. Pro Late models on tap for us in race number 2 tonight. Getting a little bit of a late start. Server issues have pushed us back with being able to get all of our pre-race stuff in. But drivers are on track doing their qualifying runs. So while we finish getting set up to cover the races, we'll let you watch some of these guys get out here and qualify. Watch a top 10 ticker right there. And I'll let Dom kind of have the microphone for a minute.
All right, Derek Failing out on track right now, running his quick lap. We'll see how it stacks up. Looking at the top 10 right now, it looks like Jordan Matson on top of the board with a 16.406. Nick Kobashesh in second. Ryan Fisher in third. Less than 3 minutes left to go here in our qualifying session. Still Jordan Matton with the fastest time. Looks like we got about 2 cars that have not ran a quick time yet, but Matson looked to be the fastest with that 16.406. That's who's going to get the fast quick time here to start the race. Looks like nobody else has come out on track. Actually, it looks like Eddie Blaine's going to come out here and run a quick time real quick. We'll see what he can do. Gonna come across the start line. Coming through 3 and 4, across the line. It was 17.010 that I'm by. His quickest was 16.968. That puts him 20th on the grid.
23 cars look like they're checked in for this. As someone just got it through the gate in time. I don't know if they're going to have time to get a qualifying lap in or not, but Raymond Lyle, Randy Brunner, and Peter Brees. Maybe he's going to get a lap in here. It's 16, 17 seconds. He may have just enough time to get one of those laps in. That's Raymond Lyle, Randy Brunner on track as well. So I think Peter Brees was the car that showed up late, Dom, and I don't think he's going to have time to get a lap in for us.
Yeah, I saw his name pop up there last. Doesn't look like he'll have time to get one in, as you said there, Roger. We'll see what Brunner and Lyle can do here, those that are on track.
Lyle 23.4 seconds. Brunner 1993. Brunner may have enough time as he's in 3 and 4, and the clock's going to run out. They're going to add just about 7 or 8 seconds here. Didn't add at that time.
On track.
Nope, did not make it.
Maybe not.
So, heat race is set. 3 of those to go. We will get ready to run down through our starting lineup. Heat race number 1 on the pole will be the 33 machine of Kyle Trito, and on his outside in the 48 is going to be Matt Urban. Row 2 on the inside, the Kiersich Electric LLC, number 00 from Waukesha, Wisconsin, Blake Johnson. And on the outside of that row in the 18 going to be Jordan Matson, your quick qualifier. Third row inside the 1 car, J.J. Schilling. On his outside, the 66, Jason Enoch. And on the back row, on the inside in the Sorens Ford, number 11 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Ricky Johnson. We will not see the 77 car of Gary Budzine. Mr. Budzine is working race control, and we appreciate that, sir. Got to get your digs in when you can. Sorry, Gary. So the Matco Tools, number 33 of Kyle Trito, will be on the pole. New name in here, Jordan Matson. Have not seen that name in this series since we started this. And he is running around out here in a Bloomers replica car. So watch the W1 right there. J.J. Schilling, always fast just about everywhere. As we get ready to cut heat race at number 1, you can see the flag man go through the screen right there. He's got that green laundry in his hand. He's ready to show it these guys out in turn 4. It is time to go late model racing. Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing League heat race number 1 is underway. Green flag in the air. Great start for Urban on the outside. Caught Trito, the pole sitter, sleeping. He is going to lead us through 1 and 2. Here comes Jordan Matson around the top side. See if he can get the 18 machine going. Slider across his nose, little contact. Now contact into the door, makes him 3 wide for third. Schilling was on the bottom of that. Got Blake Johnson. That 0-0 car now settled into the 4th position behind Matson, and then Schilling in your 5th and final transfer spot. Ricky Johnson, Jason Enoch behind that, but it is all Urban. Urban way out in front now. 1 full second over Kyle Trito. Trito trying to run through the middle, keep the 33 machine in second. And he is trying to do that and hold off your quick qualifier. Jordan Matson, the 18 machine. Hello to the chat. See Nick Sobiek and Zach Radke in there. Guys, don't be afraid to say hello from wherever you are watching the Dirt Racing Network. We can see you. If you're over on YouTube and Twitch, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. If you're over on Facebook, come by the Dirt Racing Network's page. Like, share, and follow us on our way to 10,000 followers. Hoping to close in on that before the end of 2020. It is still Urban, Trito, Matson, Schilling, and Blake Johnson. The 00 car now into 5th. Ricky Johnson, Jason Enoch, 6th and 7th. Watching Matson. Matson starting to get a little bit of a challenge from Schilling. Schilling closing in the W1. Now loses ground out of 2. 5 to go this time by. Urban has led every single lap. Trito started on the pole. He's run 2nd the entire time. Matson in the 3rd spot. Schilling and Johnson. Johnson trying to close in on Schilling, see if he can challenge him for that 4th finishing position right here. Everybody down on the bottom. Guys didn't get a lot of time to work the track in this session. First server had a little bit of a glitch in it, so they had to restart it. And they cut the practice time for these guys. So as the night goes on, we're going to see a little bit different track as we head into the feature than we are definitely seeing in the heat races. Urban's coming to get the 2 to go signal from the flag man. Trito still second. Then Matson, Schilling, and still Blake Johnson. Ricky Johnson closed up on these guys a little bit. I think he's just going to run out of laps to be able to get in there and make the challenge. Enoch took the 66 car into the infield with a lot of damage. I think he caught one of the infield tires and just decided to drive that car right to the work area. So white flag is in the air. Matt Urban, 1.4 seconds out in front of second place Kyle Trito. He will win heat race number 1. Here comes Matson on the inside. Out of 4. Not enough. Trito gets second. Then Matson, Schilling, and Blake Johnson, your transfer cars into our feature. So we will see Ricky Johnson and Jason Enoch in the B main. Heat 2 lining up on the front stretch, and it lines up like this. On the pole, the 99 car going to be Brandon Holm to his outside. The Buddies Racing Equipment TDC race team number 43 from Oxford, Michigan, Reed Rundle. Row 2 on the inside, the Shark RC car bodies number 112 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson, and to his outside, the RLV Faster Motors VLR number 23 from Big Bend, Wisconsin, Nick Sobiek. The third row on the inside, another Shark RC Bodies machine. It's the Gross Racing number 14 from Hartford, Wisconsin, Andy Gross behind the wheel. And to his outside, the Black Flag Racing number 10 from West Dallas, Wisconsin, Tony Ichkowski. The fourth row on the inside, the 96 car of Eddie Blaine, and to his outside, the Scribbadub Car Wash, Black Flag Racing number 8 from Waterford, Wisconsin, Peter Brees. So 8 more cars, 12 more laps, top 5 to the feature. Everybody else to the B main. Dominic Santina, take it away.
All right, Roger, thank you. Heat race number 2 on track. Brandon Hall, your pole sitter. Reed Rundle on the outside. Roger gave you the grid. Lights are off on the pace truck, so we'll get ready to go green next time around. We come out of turn 4.
Got the car owner for Mr. Gross for the 2021 season in the chat with us. Christopher Gross says he is the owner of the Unified Street Stock that Andy Gross will be running in 2021. So cool to have the fans, car owners, everybody from Hales Corners here with us. Dominic, it's all yours now, buddy.
All right, thank you very much. It is very cool, and we'll have to keep an eye on that 14 of Andy Gross to see how well he does. Took a podium finish earlier in race number 1, but we're ready with heat race number 2 here in race number 2.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. We are off and underway. 12 laps to decide which 5 cars will go directly to our A main. We're already 3 wide as Gross splits. Ichkowski and Johnson there. Coming into 1 and 2. We're on a complete lap number 1. And the lead's going to go to Reed Rundle on the outside. He's using that middle lane through 1 and 2. Got a good run over Brandon Hall. It's a 3-car battle up front. Reed Rundle out front, followed by Hall, then Kovacevic in 3rd. Gross in 4th, Johnson 5th, Blaine 6th, Brees 7th, and Ichkowski in 8th. 4 cars now battling up front, and it's Gross joining the battle. 2 by 2, they come across the line, and it's still Reed Rundle out front. 3 laps now in the books, working on lap number 4. 23 car of Kovacevic trying to looking on Hall. Hall holding on to that second spot for the time being. Gross watching on in 4th. Just to the outside is Chris Johnson in 5th. Then a little ways back to Brees, Blaine, and Ichkowski. It's turning into a 5-car battle. Up here at the front of the field. Reed Rundle still holding on over Hall and Sobiak. And now to the inside, here comes Andy Gross trying to take over the third spot from Sobiak. Like we said, 5 are battle up front. These top 5 would go directly to the A main. That's Chris Johnson holding on to the final transfer position right now. He's just got to the inside of Sobiak. Take a look at this too. As we're all 5 together. Johnson going to lose it there and one, and just going to let Sobiak pull away. But we're side by side up front. Reed Rundle, Brandon Hall battling it out. Now here comes Gross to the inside. Going to make it 3 wide through 3 and 4s. We got 3 laps left to go to decide heat race number 2. Johnson took a deep run into 1 and 2. Tried to take a run at Sobiak. Couldn't make it work. He's going to lose some time. Now he's going to get a challenge here by Breeze. Breeze is going to take over that 5th place spot and final transfer position for the time being. Working on 2 laps left to go. Brandon Hall, now your race leader, followed by Gross into the 2nd spot. They're battling it out with Reed Rundle back to 3rd. Rundle and Gross battling it out, swapping it back and forth. White flag in the air. Breeze in that final transfer position over Johnson. Hall's got the lead as they come through 3 and 4. Grease clips the inside tire. So it's going to be Hall within Rundle in 2nd. Gross will hold on for 3rd. Sobiak 4th. These will claim that 5th and final transfer spot. Then Johnson, Blame, and Ichkowski.
Great racing up front by all those guys. Great battle for the lead right there. And Andy Gross just clipped that tire. Tried to get a little bit further inside, I think, see if he could find a little more moisture down there. Didn't quite work out for him, but he's still going to the feature tonight. Get down here to the grid for heat race number 3. On the pole in the 15 car going to be David Konjerski. And on the outside of him in the 25 will be Derek Failing. Row 2 inside the 007 of Ashton Wheeler. And his outside, the Pincala Auto Solutions number 41 from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Ryan Fisher. 3rd row inside the I-94 Raceway number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin, Dean Burnt. On the outside of him, the Extreme Speed Cyclone Motorsports number 7 from Caledonia, Wisconsin, Stephen Nicholas. And on the back row on the inside will be Raymond Lyle in the 56 car, and on his outside in the CJR, Pride of Tosa number 64 from Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, Randy Brunner. So 8 more cars, 12 more laps, 5 more straight to our feature. That'll put 15 there. We'll find 5 from our remaining cars in the B main. Put 25 cars out here for 35 laps. A wrap up of the night from Charlotte tonight. Been a good night of racing. Been some really close, really competitive racing all night with these guys. Street stocks and here in the late models. A 76 Pontiac Ventura. Now that is a race car right there. I tell you what. Take a Pontiac and turn it into a race. We did that years ago. Probably 25 years ago. All right. Green flag coming out of turn number 4. Konjerski and Failing on the front row.
Green flag, green flag.
Green in the air. Good start for Konjerski. He has got the 007. Oh, twitchy for the 007 getting down into 1. He's going to give up the spot to Failing. Wheeler's going to come out in 3rd. Fisher in 4th, and Dean Burnt, the 17 car. Now that's the paint I'm used to seeing on that 17 car. Not that Jolly Roger thing he had in the street stocks. I think it did him no justice to be in that black car. Hopefully he'll go back to this one for next week. So I'm used to seeing that 4 tones, yellow, red, orange right there. Konjerski still out in front. 2 down, 10 to go. Failing, trying to close in. The single file line behind your leader, Failing, Wheeler, and Fisher. This time Fisher got a run out of 2, but the door was halfway shut. He went to the high side, trying to get around Wheeler. Wheeler with a slide job in 3 and 4. That's going to open it up on the bottom for Fisher. Slide job coming in 1 and 2. You can't help but see it coming. Can he do anything with it? Wheeler with the easy crossover, keeping our eyes on 3rd and 4th right here. These two going at it. It's single file up front. You saw Wheeler make a big mistake. That is going to relegate him back to what looks like 5th. So he took a long time getting the 007 back up underneath him, and that let Burnt get to the high side. Now Dean Burnt sitting in fourth, right behind Fisher. Fisher almost clipped the center implement tire down in 3 and 4. He had that car so low. Battle at the front. Derek Failing worked his way up to the inside of Kinjerski. Halfway home this time by heat race number 3. That time by Failing has the lead. Not by much. About the skin onto that car was all he had it by, but now he's got it completely out of 2. Car and a half, 2 cars down into turn 3. Kinjerski second. Fisher is third. Burnt has settled into 4th, but Wheeler trying to get it back, and Burnt got way out of shape. He had to catch the car, and that gives the spot back. These 2 guys in 4th and 5th back here trying to let Randy Brunner catch up. Brunner's in 6th, then Nicholas and Lyle behind that, and they're trying to let these guys catch up and make it a challenge for those positions going to the feature. Top 2 with 4 to go have started to get away from Ryan Fisher. Fisher has gotten a pretty good gap between himself and Wheeler, and then you see that yellow car there, Dean Burnt. That's your final direct transfer machine as we're down to 3 to go this time. Derek Failing leading us down the backstretch. He's going to see 2 to go as he started to get away from Kinjerski just a little bit, stretched it out to about a half second. Soon as he got the lead, he started to inch away, and he has kept that 25 car rolling forward about almost a full 1/10 of a second quicker the last couple of laps. Looking back at our speed chart. White flag in the air for the 25 machine of Derek Failing. Just got to keep it pointed forward for about 2 more corners, and he'll win heat race number 3. Go straight to the feature tonight. And he is going to do just that out of turn 4. Derek Failing picks up the win. David Kinjerski second. Ryan Fisher third. Ashton Wheeler in 4th, and Dean Burnt finishes in the final transfer spot. We'll see Brunner, Nicholas, and Lyle in the B main coming up next. Okay, 9 cars scheduled for this one, Dom. You going to go through the lineup?
Yeah, I can do that. Starting on the inside of row number 1 will be the 66 of Jason Enoch. On his outside, the 64 of Randy Brunner. On the second row, the 112 of Chris Johnson. And on the outside, the 11 of Ricky Johnson. Row number 3, the 96 of Eddie Blaine, and on his outside, the 7 of Steve Nicholas. In row 4, the 77 of Budzine, and on the outside, the 10 of Tony Ichkowski. And on the back row, starting 9, is the 56 of Raymond Lyle.
I think you're going to have 8 cars for this. I do not think the 77 of Gary Budzine is starting, and you're looking for 5 when we get to the end of it to go to the A main tonight.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that 5th position, see who will be that 5th and final qualifier to get into our A main. These guys will obviously join the back half of that starting lineup in the A main. Jason Enoch on the inside, Randy Brunner on the outside of that row 1 to start us. 15 laps, Roger said, to decide these final 5 spots. Start to see this track work in a little bit the last couple heat races. We'll expect even more better racing as the pace car or pace truck pulls away. Green flag will come out as they exit turn 4 this time.
Green flag,
You're
green
not going
flag.
to close up on Brunner, and here we go. Brunner gets a good jump off the start. And he'll have a little bit of an advantage heading off into turns 1 and 2. He'll pull ahead, and here comes Ricky Johnson on the top side trying to challenge Enoch on the bottom for that 2nd place spot. See if he can hold it as they come out in turn 4 this time, side by side. Enoch still has it for the time being. Johnson trying to use that upside. Pulls within about a quarter of a car now as they go into 3 and 4. Randy Brunner, your race leader, Coming out of 4 this time, almost side by side. Ricky Johnson has it that time at the line. Johnson to second. Enoch to third. Steve Nicholas in fourth, and Chris Johnson in fifth. That's your final transfer position. Eddie Blaine in sixth. Tony Ichkowski in seventh. And Raymond Isle in eighth. Making their way through now. Here's the 66 of Enoch, trying to take over that second spot. Now here comes the 7 of Steve Nicholas, looking to the inside of Ricky Johnson. About 4 or 5 cars together as Randy Brunner starts to pull away here on lap number 5. 4 are in the books. It's over a half-second lead already for Randy Brunner out front, but we're looking at second, third, fourth, and fifth. Battling it out as Steve Nicholas has slid up into the second position. Enoch back to third, Johnson fourth, and Ricky Johnson is now the fifth. Oh, big pile up there in the bottom line. I think at least Chris Johnson got together with somebody.
Tire on the infield.
Is that what it was? I saw him going around.
Yeah, he killed that second tire going into turns 1 and 2.
He almost collected Ricky Johnson in that mess as well, but Ricky Johnson going to be able to hang on to the 4th place spot. That'll move Eddie Blaine up into that 5th and final transfer position. It's still Brunner out front. He's almost got a full second. He's kind of checked out on these guys a little bit as they were doing battle back there. We're running single file now as we're about halfway through this B main. It's Randy Brunner, Steve Nicholas, Jason Enoch, Ricky Johnson, Eddie Blaine. That's your top 5, and your 5 that would transfer. Then it's Tony Ichkowski in 6th, Chris Johnson in 7th, Raymond Lyle in 8th. That's how they're running as we're coming around to complete lap number 9 of 15. Things settled down a little bit ever since Chris Johnson hit that tire, spread him out a little bit. Good 6/10, 7/10 of a second now, over a second between Steve Nicholas and Jason Enoch. Ricky Johnson taking a look to the inside of Enoch now for that 3rd place position. He's pulled back within striking distance as we're working on 5 laps left to go for your leader, Randy Brunner. Not the only battle on track right now, though, is this 3rd and 4th place battle, and they've been going at it most of the race. Jason Enoch and Rick Johnson. Both would transfer, it just matter on what position they would get there. 3 laps to go this time around for your race leader of Randy Brunner. Enoch holding on, and now Eddie Blaine starting to pull up on these 2 as well. Tony Ichkowski about 2.5 seconds plus back from Eddie Blaine. So Blaine's got that position pretty much in lock, and now it might be there might be trouble for Ichkowski as he's actually over 10 seconds back now. So the top 5 securely locked with 2 laps left to go. Randy Brunner making his way across the line. White flag in the air as he comes out of turn 2 this time. He took advantage of that initial start, and he's, I believe, led lap from start to finish. He'll come out of turn 4 this time, take the checkered flag. Brunner wins. Nicholas 2nd. Enoch 3rd. Johnson 4th. Blaine will get that final transfer position. Ichkowski, Johnson, Lyle, and Budzing's nights will end. We'll get set, send it back over to Roger for our A main.
Yeah, these guys not going to mess around. They're going to get going right away here. And we are going to move right along with them as we get ready to run down the starting lineup for tonight's 35-lap feature race. David Kinzerski will start on the pole with Reed Rundle to his outside. Row 2 on the inside, Kyle Trito in the 33. The 25 of Derek Failing will start outside. The 3rd row, Brandon Hull, the 99 machine. The 48 of Matt Urban inside and out. And the inside of row 4, newcomer Jordan Matson will start right there in the 18 car, and Andy Gross, the 14, will start in that row. The 5th row, Ryan Fisher, the 41 inside, the 1, J.J. Schilling on the outside. The 23 of Nick Sobiek inside of row 6 with Ashton Wheeler on his outside. Blake Johnson inside row 7, Peter Brees, the outside of that row. The 15th starting spot on the inside of row number 8, Dean Burnt in the 17, Randy Bruner in the 16th starting position. The 17th starting position, row 9 inside. Steve Nicholas, the 7 car, and on the outside of him, Jason Enoch in the 66. And on the back row, on the inside, Ricky Johnson, the 11, Eddie Blaine in the 96. 20 cars, 35 laps. Around the dirt track at Charlotte. Lights are off on the pace truck. These guys are going to be going green out of turn number 4. Remember, caution laps do count. Kinjerski and Rundle. Can Rundle pull the sweep? We saw Gross do it last week. Won both races. Late models first, street stock second. Street stocks were first this week, and Rundle won that race. Can he pull it off and win both races in Charlotte? As the green flag is in the air, the Hales Corner Sim Racing League, Queen City 35, presented by Scrub-A-Dub Oil Change and Car Wash. Underway in a great battle, a little bit of trading paint through 1 and 2, side by side, 3 rows deep at the front. Waiting to see who's going to lead lap number 1. Kinjerski way out of shape. Everybody has to cross him up. Rundle takes the lead. Kinjerski's going to fall deep back here. He clipped the wall down the front stretch. That is going to shake things way up. He's back to about 13th already. Failing came away second. Trito, Urban, and Gross. And it wouldn't surprise me a bit if we find the 15 car maybe in the middle of all of this.
Yes, sir. That's what it's going to be. He got contact again later in the pack.
Oh, he and Schilling, and it got Schilling around too. That got Ricky Johnson going around. Everybody got him facing the right way, but the caution already being displayed. So a tough little portion of the race there from the beginning of turn 3 all the way to the exit of turn 2 on the following lap. The 15 car out of shape, and when he was trying to get it back, looks like he just didn't get afforded any room, and he and Schilling get together and start a big melee of sorts. As you can see, the right rear corner on that 15 car pushed way in. That's going to make that car no fun for the rest of this one if the track starts to get slick. Real quick, I wanted to say hi to Kevin Kentop. He's watching us from Carson City, Nevada. So thanks for tuning in, buddy. Don't forget, like, share, and follow. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, subscribe. The guys will get squared away 2 by 2. We'll get another restart. Front row is going to look a little bit different this time. Rundle and Failing, and then Trito and Urban, Hull and Gross. And it's actually going to be Gross on the inside and Hull on the outside of that third row. Keeping our eyes on that 14 car. I know the 43 already won the first race. We're seeing if he can sweep, but the 14 car is going to have something to say about that. He's going to move right up here. And so is that 25, and they're going to challenge him every inch of the way. 30 laps to go. Green flag coming out of turn number 4. Rundle back on the throttle. Side by side, the front 2, 3, 4 rows as they go through 1 and 2. We'll look at the 14 car here, Andy Gross. That'll keep everybody on the screen. You can see how they are scrambling, trying to get position, trying to find a way to get in the tacky. So they get forward by Rundle. Going to lead the lap over Failing. Then Urban was third. Trito on the inside fourth. Gross was fifth. He slides across the nose of Hull.
All right, man.
Caution once again. Want to say Dean Burnt, the 17 car. Ricky Johnson, the 11 car, all in the middle of this one. Go see what happened down here going into 1 and 2. Kinjerski had the inside here coming out of 4. This is going to happen in front of him. Oh, Burnt, Brunner, Blaine Johnson, is that, or Blaine, or Eddie Blaine? All kind of in the middle of that deal. So close quarters racing. And when you're side by side, sometimes you get a little contact, and that can lead to really bad things. So we'll get the field kind of in order. Race control, straightening these guys up, telling them where they need to be. Then I think we'll get them set up for 2 by 2 and get them restarted. Should have about 25, 6 laps, 24 laps to go.
Let's hope we can get a little flow going to the race. I haven't really been able to get going very much with these 2 cautions.
I like that. I like that sentiment and that thought very much. I'd like to see these guys get, 15, 20 laps out. I'd like to see them go the rest of the way. But if they get 15, 20 laps in, that'll kind of stretch the field out. And usually you get at least 10 laps in, it'll settle down and everybody will start figuring out where they can run. A lot of cars with damage out here. I'm seeing right rears pushed in on many cars. The 41 car has his pushed in. Cars as you go back through the field. The W1 of Schilling. A lot of these cars with it pushed in. These guys getting ready to go green again here out of turn number 4. Rundle and Failing once again. And then Trito and Urban swap spots. And still Gross and Hull in row number 3.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Great side-by-side start. 3, 4 rows deep as they head into 1. Here comes Fisher trying to put the 41 3 wide, make it almost 4 wide. Wheeler got a tap. That got him into Matson. Cars were backwards. I saw that one kind of coming. 007 car of Ashton Wheeler. He got out of 2. Got a little sideways here. You're going to see that black, red, and green machine gets a little help right there from Sobiek as he came down across the nose. And that puts the 007 in a very bad position as he's got what looks like tons of suspension problems. Right in front of that car looked like it was completely broken, almost falling off.
Yeah, he pinballed off a couple different cars before hitting the wall.
Yeah, it looked to me like he got just a little bit free, and Sobiek got the nose in there. Really couldn't do much with it. And when Wheeler came down just a little bit further, it kind of lifted the 007 car up, and it was Katie barred the door from there.
Oh, he came back on track after going down pit road, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of pieces and parts are missing. We'll see if he's able to do anything. The car looks very slow heading up the back stretch. I think he's going to take it right back in. Because we're going to get set up 2 by 2.
What do they like to say, Roger? Cautions breed more cautions?
Well, and I always say give plus take equals respect, and give is the biggest word in that equation. That's why it comes first. So you definitely can't win it on the first lap, but you can sure lose it. All right, side by side. Rundle, Failing, ready to do it again. 21 laps to go.
Green, green, green.
This time, another dead even start for the front 3 rows. Here comes the 14 car of Gross. He's going to try to make it 3 wide out of 2. Thinks better of it. Trito got out of shape, sitting in 4th. Fisher was right there to show him you didn't have the bottom anymore. Rundle gets the lead. Failing. Urban 1, 2, 3. Battle side by side between Trito and Fisher behind that. 33 of Trito up on the top side. He's got a good run down the backstretch. Now Fisher goes up there, cuts off Brandon Hull, and Hull gives him a shot in the pants for it. That opens up the door and lets Andy Gross by into the 5th spot, so the 14 car takes a spot without having to work on it. Failing finds the tires on the inside of turn 2. And Derek Failing challenging to run at the front and maybe have a shot at the win later. Little contact there with Urban. Goes down to the inside. Drove it in there just a little bit harder than I think he wanted to. And he clips the infield tire. It looks to me like he's going to be able to continue. Just a lot of damage to the front end of that car, the nose piece on that thing. But he's going to be able to continue. I just don't know how quick he's going to be with that giant hole right in the front. So a cloud of dust, a couple of corners, and caution. As we have gone past halfway, Reed Rundle has led every single lap. The front has shaken up quite a bit. Rundle, now Urban, will be on the outside of the starting row. Then Trito and Gross in row 2. Andy Gross picking them off one at a time. The last time he picked off a car, he didn't even have to work for it. Just had to drive the car around the wreck. And he was able to pick up a spot. So I take him any way I can get him. And when they're easy like that, I don't blame him a bit. Ryan Fisher in the 5th spot. That's the 41 machine. Jordan Matson That black car right up against the fence is in a 6. Then Brandon Hull, Blake Johnson, Peter Brees, and Eddie Blaine. The black and yellow car on the outside right there. That's your top 10.
We've ran about half these laps under cautions, just to put in perspective. 4 cautions, 11 laps.
Hopefully they will clean it up right here. We get the next 15 green. It happened in the street stock race. We got the last 10, and what an amazing last 10 laps it was. But the green flag is back out.
Green flag.
And a good start. This time Rundle gets a way better start. Off the inside of that front row, he will lead us through 1 and 2. Andy Gross. 3 wide. Trito on the bottom. Gross in the middle. Urban on the top as they head down the backstretch. Urban and Gross clear Trito. Move Trito back to the 4th position. We'll watch the battle. Caution again. That, I think, was the 64 car of Brunner I saw go around back there, and it was. We'll see what happens to Randy here. Riding kind of in the middle, mind his own business. Kinjerski to the top side, goes down into 3 and 4, and the 7 car of Randy Nicholas, or Steve Nicholas, excuse me, Steve Nicholas, just gets into the left rear corner. So now it's going to be a lot different. Now I see the 14 car has moved his way into second. He'll be starting on the outside of the front row, and I said it in race number 1. I'm going to say it again here. There is no one in this room that gets a restart like the guy does in the 14 car. I don't know how he does it, but he will be Johnny on the spot. It will be interesting to see what Mr. Rundle can do. Now, he has got somebody as good on restarts as the 14 car is, sitting to his outside as they may go back to single file. That'll change things a little bit, but I bet it doesn't slow the 14 car down much.
Well, I told you how he does it. Just there if you want to tell everybody else or not.
Well, not in this car. Not in the late model.
That's true.
Not in the late model. You don't have that. In the street stocks, I get it now. I understand. But here in the late model, you do not have. And I'm not sure somebody gave. Well, okay, maybe they did. I'm say I was sure. Not sure somebody gave Mr. Rundle the 411 on. We weren't starting that time because he took off. I think he was just seeing how the car would react right there. But we're going green this time. 10 to go. Pretty calm right now. It's going to get crazy here in just a second, especially with these 2 guys in the front row. Rundle going to get us started.
Green flag.
Gross, another good start. He's already closing in. He pulls to the inside. Challenge for the lead. Right out of the box, and caution in behind him. Derek Failing is taking the 25 car to the infield. Is Eddie Blaine Ryan Fisher? Ryan Fisher the car that was involved in this? Oh, he got into Matson, and then a big pile up. Burnt is in it. Car's upside down, rolled over. There's your 41 cars. He's back on his wheels. He's rolling, but he has fallen all the way to 15th. Eddie Blaine was in it. Dean Burnt. Derek Failing is off track. Steve Nicholas and Ashton Wheeler. So the 41 car in 15th, your final on-track running machine. As we're going to get another restart. Six cautions for 17 laps to this point. We've had lead changes, but we haven't had a new leader in this one. Six to go when we get green. I'm sure they're going to stay single file. They didn't even get through turn 2 that time. Rundle, Gross, Urban, Trito, Johnson, Matson, Hull, Brees, Ricky Johnson, and J.J. Schilling. Your top 10, Kinjerski, Sobiek, Enoch, Brunner, and Fisher. Rounding out the field. Pace truck's going to make the hard left. Keeping our eye on the 14 car. The 43 going to give us the restart, but watch the 14. Leaving a little bit of a gap here.
Green, green, green.
Reed Rundle with a way better start this time. Right through the middle. Looks like Reed Rundle's going to be able to hang on to the lead right here. Gross down to the bottom. Does he have enough horsepower to get off the corner, get the lead? He is alongside. Now Rundle knows he's there, going to try to hold him off on the top side. Good run down the backstretch. We'll put him about a car and a quarter in front, heading into 3. 4 to go this time out of 4. Battle is for the lead. That time, Gross a little bit closer, a little bit further up the side. Rundle trying to work off the top side, slipped just a little, but still has about a car length lead heading into the corner. Off the top side of 4, big run for the 43. 3 to go that time. Urban trying to get back in the picture. Gross trying to close the gap, but too much momentum off the top side for the 43 machine. 2 to go this time. Rundle starting to get away. 2.5 cars that time by. Gross closes it up out of 2 down the backstretch, coming to get the white flag. Slide job, come in, didn't quite get it there, but Rundle able to take the white flag first. 4 more corners. Can the 43 machine sweep the night? He's going to run out of 2 down the backstretch. Going to stretch it out a little bit and head into 3 and 4. Last-ditch effort from the 14. Will he bring it across the nose? He does not this time. Rundle sweeps the night. He picks up the second race in the late models at Charlotte. Andy Gross in second, and Matt Urban will finish in third. We will wait for these guys to bring around on the front stretch. Well, we got a little green flag racing there, Dom, and it ended up being pretty exciting at the end.
Yeah, good battle up there at the front between Rundle and Gross, and Rundle pulling off the back-to-back here tonight.
All right, so let's get down here. We will talk to... I do not see Mr. Urban. I did have... Well, I did have Andy Gross. Oh, there he is. I lost sight of him. I do not see Mr. Urban anywhere. I do not think we're going to get to talk to our third place driver, Matt Urban. But a great run for him in that 48 machine as he brings it home on the third step of the podium. We will move on to Andy Gross here in a second and talk to Andy.
That was
Andy, you there, buddy?
Show.
Andy Gross, you there?
Yeah, you got me.
All right, man. Well, another great run for you tonight. Just keep chasing that 43 car. You swept last week. He swept this week. You come home second. Talk to us about this feature in those last 10 laps there.
Yeah, he kept pinching me down and keeping me from keeping my momentum going down in the bottom, but just keep it clean and put on a good show for these guys.
Yeah, fantastic finish there. We were getting a little bit worried that we might not see a lot of green flag racing. What was going on? What was the chatter between the drivers during the early part of that feature like?
I'm not sure about the chatter because I turn that stuff off, so I don't like to hear really what's going on. So besides the admin, but just a lot of short runs tonight.
Well, still a fantastic job. You come home in second, sporting that new paint there, man. Tell us who helped get that on the car and helped get you into this position tonight.
Yeah, I gotta thank Nate from Henco Water Jet Supply for all your water jet needs, Omax, Flow, aftermarket parts, sales and service as well. Ski Graphics, he did the graphics on the car, looks fantastic, and as well as Shark RC Bodies and Paul. So much appreciate them.
All right, man. Well, another great run for you. Keep seeing you on the podium each and every week. We look forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
Thanks, Roger. I appreciate it. And good job up front, number 43.
All right. Your second place finisher tonight, Andy Gross. And he wins tonight. He sweeps. Andy Gross did it last week. Reed Rundle does it this week. Sweeps of both races. Reed, you there?
I am, sir. How are you?
Well, you did it this week, man. We're just saying that Andy did it last week. You do it this week, but you had to hold that guy off those last 10 laps there. Tell us about that great run at the end.
Well, first of all, I had to show that the old guys can still get it done once in a while. It's not just the young guys that do it. Yeah, you know, I knew he was going to be strong on the inside. Andy's, you know, strong pretty much everywhere, and I just had to make sure that I kept the momentum up in the middle there to make sure he didn't have that slider move with those last, 5-6 laps. If he couldn't come up in front of me, and that's what I was able to do. The middle was grabbing enough that I was able to get it off the corner.
Yeah, early in that feature there, a whole lot of chaos, and I asked Andy, how was the chatter between everybody? And you know, when you guys are making that much contact, not getting a lot of green in, it's kind of like short track racing. Tempers tend to get a little up. Everything was cool with everybody?
Well, we'll just leave it at that. It was short track racing, and you know, as admins and promoters of this stuff, we don't like to see that many yellows. So, you know, we were trying to calm everybody down, but it just didn't seem to work. We're going to have nights like that. We know we are. Again, good racing here and there, but a little bit too much caution for us.
We hate it when drivers are as diplomatic as you just were. Anyway, man,
I was told I had to be careful. There's some words that could have came out, okay?
Okay, well, then we're glad you were diplomatic in that case. Well, fantastic run, man. You sweep the night. Who is on the car helping you get it done each and every week before we let you get out of here and celebrate your second win tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Buddy's Racing Equipment, DF Flyer, Premier Fabricating, Central Services. Special thanks and shout out to my wife for letting me have fun like this a couple nights a week. Thanks for you guys for doing the broadcast. You always do a great job. And of course, you know, Scrub Dub and GB Restoration for sponsoring us for the season. That's huge when we can get these things put up for our people to see.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and I look forward to talking to you next week, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Reed Arundel wins it again. Dom, it's terrible when guys are that diplomatic. They don't give us any good juice to grab.
I know. You want to hear about all that inside that we don't get to hear on all the time.
Yeah, I can't get on the live radio, you know. We wouldn't really want to because sometimes we don't want those things to go out over the air, but fantastic. Let's jump into our official results. Reed Rundle wins it. Andy Gross was second. Matt Urban third. Kyle Trito comes home in the fourth spot. Blake Johnson in fifth. Brandon Hull sixth. J.J. Schilling to seventh. Eighth place, Peter Reese. Ninth, Jordan Matson. Nick Sobiek in the 10th spot. Randy Brunner was 11th. Ryan Fisher 12th. 13th to Jason Enoch. 14th, Ricky Johnson. David Kinzerski comes home 15th tonight. Eddie Blaine in 16th. 17th, Dean Burnt. Derek Failing was 18th, Steve Nicholas 19th, and Ashton Wheeler rounds out our field. So a fantastic night of racing. We watched the 43 car. Looks like the same car in both series. That guy is just famous for that orange and white stuff he puts on there. He sweeps. Gross gets second. Great night of racing, and when we got to see green flags, man, it was pretty intense. Those guys were all over each other, Dom.
Yeah, it was a lot of beating and banging in both series, and yeah, when you, like you mentioned, Roger, when you got the green flag out, it was competitive up front and through the middle of the field, and the tracks worked in nicely and made it entertaining on our end.
Well, I appreciate you being here with me. Can't wait to see how you do on your own tomorrow night. Guys, don't forget, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, right back here on the Dirt Racing Network. Dominic Santini will make his solo debut covering the Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder, their 14th season in that series. We can't wait to see how Dom does and how all the drivers do and what a competitive 360 wing sprint car series it is. So tune in for that. And then Tuesday night, right back here again, about 9:15 Eastern for Sim 500 season finale in their 360 wing sprint cars. As we move on through the week, will be Ump Mods, the Wednesday Warriors with Dirt Slingers on Wednesday night. and the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series on Thursday night at 8 Eastern. So a full week, 8 races into 5 nights. Actually, it's 7 races, down to 1 on Monday. 7 races in 5 nights. So can't wait to get things started up again and keep the slate full. For myself, Dominic Santina here at the Dirt Racing Network, guys. Until we see you the next time, keep it dirty, everybody.